And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, all over everywhere, and we got a whole lot more coming up. We are in 2022. Say that 5 times fast. And we have the elections coming up very soon, the midterms. How many Democrats are going to retire, resign, quit, abandon the sinking ship? What are they going to do? How about Big Mama Stacey Abrams did not go to Biden's voting rights speech? I have some clips from that speech as well. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, the CDC director continues to spill the beans as she's done before. Rochelle Walensky, that's her name, said the exact same thing that we've been saying for the past 2 years, and we've been called conspiracy theories and censored on social media over. We'll talk about that, of course. And also what we got going on. Oh, AOC caught the bug down in Miami. You know, frolicking with no mask on, all this, that, and the third. First, the whole thing was, oh, you guys just wanted to date me, But then she came down with the bug. So it was like, okay, where's all that loud talking now, AOC? Also, payment apps are being forced by law, by federal law, to report how much money you receive, not necessarily make as income, but receive on their payment platform, City Federales. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And you guys are the best audience anywhere in the world. If you enjoy what you're hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, like the video, share the video, do all that good. So if we're going to get into quite a few things tonight, the midterms do seem kind of far away, test 1, 2, 3, but I promise you, they are right upon us. It'll be before you know it. You'll look up one day and then they'll be here. You'll be like, man, ABL said they were just going to creep up on us. So be ready for it. You're going to start to see commercials and they're going to spend all kind of money because they got all this brand new money. But I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'm going to digress for now. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed what you have heard thus far, if you enjoy my content, if you enjoy the channel, please give this video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so as well. Subscribing is 100% free. For some reason, I can't break past $8.99. YouTube's hating on me, but it's all right. You guys can make it happen. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now if you've not done so already. Also, shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to everybody that supports what I do over here. Of course, shout out to my own thing I got going on, ablmerch.com. Hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more. Check it out right now, ablmerch.com. You can find that website through the link in the box, or just go to your browser and type in ablmerch.com. Check it out right now. Also, AnthonyBLogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. You can find my email, my snail mail, my social media platforms, whether that be iTunes. I'm getting ahead of myself. Whether that be what I'm on, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find all that stuff right there on AnthonyBLogan.com. Also, for every video I produce, I write an article. And in that article, there's sources. So nobody can never say that I make stuff up. And we're talking about sources and being right when you're told that you're wrong for the past 2 years. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. And of course, shout out to bhedesigns.com. They make these beautiful handmade wooden flags that are right behind me. Okay. I had some other ones up here before, those right over there. So in this room I'm in, it's like a bonus room in my house. I got all 4 of the flags on the wall. So I might switch them out every now and again. But you can get ones just like these or my other ones or whatever you want. You can get a small one, medium-sized one, big one. These are pretty big ones here. But you can get whatever you want. Just tell them ABL sent you. Again, BHE Designs, DISIGNS.com. Check them out right now. Links in the description box. And of course, this is a podcast. We're streaming live. I'm recording live, interacting with y'all. But it'll be available as audio-only podcast on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether that be iTunes, Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, etc. Link for that will be in the box. And if you're listening to me on those platforms right now, please give this this audio recording a 5-star rating, a review, whatever you can do on those platforms. I'd appreciate it. Now, where are we going to start first? There's a few things I could talk about. I think I'm going to start talking about the payment apps, and then I may get to the CDC, because when we get to the CDC, I promise I got a lot to say about the CDC. Oh man, like I'm a go in. Ain't that how they say? I'm gonna go in. I'm kind of old with that slang anyway. I'm an old man, but anyway, let's talk about the payment apps first. Now, all these online payment apps, your PayPal, not just PayPal, just to be clear, like on my thumbnail, I said PayPal, but there's more than just PayPal. Cash App, what else? Zelle, any of these online payment apps where you get money, they will report to the federales just how much money you received. No, I didn't say make or income. I said how much money you receive. Because the thing about these apps, you can get money any kind of way, right? Like if you guys donate to me very graciously on these platforms, they're going to report all that to the feds. But see, what you give me may not necessarily be taxable. Prime example, if my grandma sends me $25 on Cash App for Christmas, that's not taxable income, okay? It's a gift. Most gifts like that are not taxable, okay? If your grandma sends you something or a friend sends you some money, like if I just send somebody some money, that's not a taxable thing. That's not any kind of transaction like that. But a lot of that money is on PayPal and these other these online payment apps. But all that money will be sent to the federales, and you get a neat little form called 1099K. It's the same kind of form you get if you're on Patreon. And talk about Patreon right quick. Patreon, they say, okay, there's a few things at Patreon that they have done recently. Okay, if you're on Patreon, the prior income threshold was $20,000. So if you clear 20 grand on Patreon with 200 transactions in a year, that got reported to the federales. Okay, so at that point you get a 1099. However, in certain states, the threshold was lower. I think it was in 4 or 5 states, it was a $1,000 threshold. In other states, conveniently enough, when I was in Virginia, the threshold was $600, the same way it is now. That number, the 600, that's like the baseline for what you should be reporting to the IRS. To get a little bit ahead of myself, if you make $600 or more in a year, like it's income, you got to report that to the federales. If you have a sponsor, for example, and you got that much money or more in commission or however kind of money you get paid from that sponsor for that transaction, you got to report that to the federales. At least you're supposed to. That's generally how it goes. But if you're a low income person, typically you probably wouldn't even really file because you probably wouldn't owe. Now, before I continue and say anything else, don't take anything I say here seriously at all. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a regular guy on the internet talking. So please do not take my word for gospel. Don't take anything I say seriously when it comes to this. This is not legal advice or financial advice. Cool. All right. But typically, let's say you make $5 grand in a year from your business, you probably don't want to file. I mean, maybe you have to legally, but I'm not really sure what the penalty would be if you don't file for that little $5 grand, right? Now, if you're just coming up, I'm not trying to disrespect you by saying that's no money. I'm talking about in the greater scheme of things, you might not want to, all right? But then when you start to get to 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, oh, now you're kind of on the radar a little bit. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But you're kind of on the radar. And the feds want to know how much money you're getting on these apps. Okay, you got a PayPal account. You got this Zelle. You got this Cash App. All right, well, first of all, where's your money going? What are you spending it on? Because if the federales are getting a report from these payment processors, is it just how much money you receive, or is it saying where is it going? Okay, I know where some of y'all go with these payment apps. I ain't gonna say too much. We got little kids watching, but some of y'all buy some illicit things on these payment apps. Some of y'all buying some things that aren't necessarily illegal, but may break some kind of, I don't know, some kind of ethics or moral code. I'm not sure I want the federales to have the information. Not for me personally, because I don't have anything to hide that way. But some people might not want that out there. But anything beyond $600, they're going to report to the federales for all states, for everybody. Whereas before, it was on like 5 states that did that, up to the $20,000 threshold, up to the big threshold of a guy that's a major figure. I've never cleared that much Patreon before, and I'm a pretty popular YouTuber. I'm like a mid-range YouTuber. Some of the big guys get that kind of money. At that point, it kind of makes sense. You got kind of a thing going on. That's part of your business. But $600, they want to see a clear picture of what kind of money you're getting. And now, rather than just saying, okay, I'm going to claim all my business income. I've always done that. I don't care how I get my income. I'm going to claim it. If it came through PayPal, if it came through Cash App, if it came through my bank account, whatever, a check, I'm going to claim all my business income, meaning, okay, I get paid from YouTube, I get paid from a sponsor, whatever it is, I'm going to claim that because that's going on my taxes. I ain't trying to hide nothing. But if my grandma gives me $25, that's not going. It's not, that won't go on my taxes. I'm not putting the check of my grandma saying happy birthday in my TurboTax. I'm not doing that. Okay. And you don't have to. But now with PayPal and all these other apps being forced to do that by the federales, now you got to try to convince them, okay, which of this is my personal money and which of it is my business money. Now you got to try to make that make sense to them. Should it be that way? No, but that's what it is. So they're going to report to the feds, because if you don't report or you underreport, now they know what's going on. Oh man, we already got your 1099. We got your W-2 from your regular job, your 1099 from PayPal and Patreon and Cash App and Zelle. We have everything on you. We could pretty much file for you and give you a return or request money back if we want to. So what you got to do, the game you got to play is file and try to find deductions to try and lower your tax liability. Therefore, you won't pay as much money to the feds, or you may get some money back. Okay, that's the game they play. And then they want to try to be funny and send you a notice talking about, oh, we didn't get your last payment, although they got it and they cashed it. Oh, we didn't get your last payment. We don't know where it went. You still owe us some money. Final notice. We're going to put a levy on your property. Personal right there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm getting triggered, so I'll digress. The whole point is that they want to play games with you to try and extract more money from you. Now, if you playing the game properly, you doing everything right the way you're supposed to, all your income you reporting to the federales, you doing everything right, they're going to try to get all that documentation on you before you file to cross-reference, see if there's any kind of mistake. One little mistake, oh man, I'm going to need that money. See that money right there, the $100 you didn't claim, or $500 right there, and this 1,000-page report we have, you made one mistake, so we need that $500. And we're going to do that millions of times over. We done hired almost 9,000 new IRS agents to find these things. Now, the question is, why pick on the regular normie? Why pick on that guy like me? I mean, I'm not saying I'm a poor person, obviously. I'm not going to say that, but I'm not Elon Musk over here. So why you picking on me? And why would, if you're a regular person, right? You go to work hard, take care of your family, do your thing. You make like 50 grand a year. Why are they picking on you? Well, it's easy. It's more simple to try and get money from you than it is the rich guy. The rich guy's already taxed beyond belief. He already is taxed. I think Elon Musk said he'll pay the most money out of any citizen in American history, like $11 billion, $11 billion with a B in 1 year. So you can't tax them no more, okay? And if you try to really do anything with them beyond what you're doing, they got lawyers and whatnot. It's going to be a hard fight. It's going to cost more to try and squeeze blood from that stone than it is to go ahead and just intimidate you. Are they going to do to a regular person, send a letter in the mail? If I don't know this, give us the money. You didn't already pay. You don't even owe it, but they want to intimidate you into paying to raise money from you. See, they can do that with like 10 million people rather than trying to attack the 5 rich guys that exist who are already being taxed beyond belief, who have a whole team of lawyers to prevent from paying anything else and also to comply with the IRS's codes. The IRS code is very complex, very confusing. They keep changing things. And again, I'm not professional at all, but my uncle is a CPA and I get information from him. He tells me about what they do. So I've been paying quarterly for a long time. I've been on top of my stuff, but a lot of guys aren't. A lot of guys just kind of out there just doing stuff on PayPal, not even having the knowledge about taxes and how to report and what you got to do. See, I've been doing that for a long time, for the past 15 years. Before YouTube, I've been self-employed, but a lot of guys do not have that knowledge, so they want your money. Okay, you got a hot dog stand, you made $8,000. Well, we need the $100 you forgot to claim on your tax. We need that back. Okay, and we're going to put compounding interest on that. So you owe all that money right now. And if you don't, you're going to put a lien on your property. That's the way they want to go right now to extract blood from your stone. Why? Well, we didn't print all this money up. How are you going to pay for it? Do you know they spent $5 trillion with a T, $5 trillion on virus relief? But yet and still, you got to wait hours or days to get a test to see if you have it. So where's the money going? It's clearly not going to where it's supposed to go. You get the Omarion, raging out of control. You can't get a test. You can't get these N95 masks. You can't get anything that you actually need or they say you need. Say you got to have a test to go back to work. Can't get a test for hours or days. You got to have this specialized mask. Good luck finding that. You got short staffing happening. People are suffering. So where'd the money go? In pockets, lining pockets, to people at home so they can go fight at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport Terminal, so they can fight on the airplane, so they can snatch wigs off in Concourse B in front of the Chick-fil-A, so they could do stuff like that. Oh, yeah, that's where it went, not to where it should go. And quite frankly, it shouldn't have been printed from the beginning. There's no need for all these people that do not belong on the plane to go fly. There's no need for all these things that were done to be done. There's no need for all these NGOs to pop up and bureaucrats to pop up. There's no point in doing that. The money should have been kept in the coffers of the American people, really in our pocket, rather than being extracted from us to give to the indigent, the crackheads, and the lawless people. Okay, and to all these things that don't even work. Now they're trying to say there's going to be a new booster for the Omarion, right? For the Omarosa. You know what I'm talking about, the brand new strain of the bug. So there's going to be a booster for that in March. But they're saying get the current vax right now for the new strain of the bug. Why do that if you're saying you're trying to make a new vax for the current strain? If the vax works, why make another one for it, for this new strain? You see what I'm saying? This whole thing makes no sense. But to get back to the whole taxes thing, they're trying to just get all your money. Okay, it's not even about trying to ensure compliance. It's about trying to find any kind of mistakes you make to get money from you. $50 here, $100 here, $200 here, it adds up. If you can do that to 10 million, 100 million people, if you can intimidate them into paying more money, and they're going to outright raise taxes as well and create new taxes. If you're living in New York City, I don't know how you do it. If you're like self-employed or even employed, but definitely self-employed in New York City, I don't understand how you do it. See, I was reading this. I read that in New York State, you have a state income tax. In New York City, there's a city income tax. Then you still got the federal income tax on top of that. So you got federal, state, and city income tax. What in the world? On top of your sales tax and all types of stuff. It's like, I mean, can you escape taxes? See, where I live is only federal income tax, no state, and surely no city income tax. There's a higher sales tax. It's like 9.25% for sales tax. But I mean, if it's that serious, I go to Georgia and shop right there where they got like a 5.5% interest. I mean, 5.5% sales tax. If it's like that, you know, I'd rather have a higher sales tax than a state income tax and a city income tax on top of the state income tax. The craziest thing in the world. I don't know how you guys do it. California, same way. California has a very high sales tax and a state income tax. Is there a LA County income tax? I wouldn't be, if there is, I wouldn't be surprised. It didn't make sense that there was a city income tax in Los Angeles. Wouldn't be surprised. That's crazy. So yeah, shout out to everybody that lives in a high tax place. I don't know how you do it. Okay. Like I was watching this video about people's salary in New York City, and there were some high salaries, like, 100,000, 125. But I mean, how much are you paying in your rent? How much are you paying in your everyday cost of living? In California, much worse. Look at a gallon of gas. Okay, people talking about, the president, he's not the one that makes the gas be what it is. Yes, he does. The president and also your local government, they do. Because gas should not be costing $6 an hour anywhere in the US of A. I don't care how far it is from a refinery. There's no excuse for that. There's local things that make the gas that high, all kind of prohibitive taxes. So you stop using gas and they're going to force electric. Meanwhile, how are you going to power electric? Coal. Yeah, dirty coal and whatnot. The same thing, the same dirtying process that you get gas from is going to power your electric stuff. And try living in a cold weather place or hot weather place with them electric batteries, like with a Tesla, and one of them things blow up on you. Have a Tesla in your garage on the charge and it blows up in the middle of the night. What you gonna do with that? I refuse. I refuse to deal with it. Teslas I like Tesla. They're nice cars. I've been in one before. It was nice. My man, he had the butterfly doors with the roof that had the extended window. If that makes any sense. So the window you have on your passenger side or your driver's side, it wouldn't just stop at the ceiling of your car. It went all the way up to the ceiling. So you can look continuously from right beside you all the way up to the top. You can see the sky and then the road right beside you. It was nice. But I mean, $80,000 for one of those, and then it might blow up on you. And then the battery to replace that is like another $20,000. I'm cool on that. I'll take my 8-cylinder Toyota Tundra that gets like 5 miles to the gallon any day of the week. I'm exaggerating, but I'm being dead serious about that. Okay. And I'm living in Tennessee, so I'm paying like $2.80, $2.75 for gas. Okay, if I lived in California, I had to be riding around in the train or something. I couldn't be paying $6 a gallon, $5 a gallon for gas. I'm cool. With ethanol on top of that, it makes no sense. Why am I paying $6 for ethanol gas? What part of the game is that? But anyway, is it Go Wings? Thank you, Go Wings. I don't know all those terms like that, So thank y'all for that. But yeah, it was a nice vehicle for sure. Yeah, but if you're living in a hot environment, I don't know about having those electric cars either, because, the car might bust into flames just from the heat, because there's a system in Tesla to keep all the batteries cool. It's like a whole big cooling system. It's like having a PC with water cooling, and you got that times a million. But if it's 135 degrees outside and you've been on the road for an hour, how does a battery stay cool in that situation? How can it stay cool? I don't understand. $4.79 in the suburb of LA. Wow. $4, over $4 in Sacramento. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Wow. Hold on. What's that? Hall says 306 for diesel in Northern California. Okay. Drew said my gas is 180. 180 for a gallon of gas? Where do you live? Do you live in a whole brand new world? Good grief. Like, even where I'm at, it's cheap gas. But 280 is crazy. 180 is crazy. Wait a minute. Kaya says $7.77 a gallon in San Diego. Stop playing. $7.77. It's unaffordable. It's unaffordable, man. Like, how you going to get around? You got to have a bicycle. You got to have a bicycle at that point. Oh, and speaking about Tesla electric cars, didn't they shut down the electricity, talking about, hey, you can't power your car up because we're trying to save electricity? So, okay, you want to go green, right, by saving electricity, by having rolling blackouts. So how are you going to charge your electric car then? You got to go to work and you are pretty much on 10% battery in your Tesla, and you got to charge it right quick. Nope, can't do that because we got a blackout. We're trying to save power. We're trying to go green. Make that make sense. I don't understand. As I was saying, the way you're going to get your electric power is from the same dirty measures you get your gas. Okay, that's just simply what it is. But I move right along. So yeah, I'm seeing some different prices for gas, but I'm seeing like hovering right around $3. Now Biden has a really low approval rating, right? It's like what, below 40? I think it's like 33% last I checked. So if you have that low of an approval rating as a president, that's not very good, obviously. And if you keep having this gas go up, it's not going to help it. See, the regular normie is not really going to be worried about policy, things of that nature. They're worried about how much is my gas costing me. Okay, how much is my chicken, my eggs, my milk, whatever I buy, whatever kind of food I buy, how much is that costing me? How much is it costing me to live my everyday life? How much is my rent? How much is it out here? Yeah, we got stimulus. Yeah, there were some job raises, but I'm paying for everything at the same time. So when I sit down at the end of the month, or whenever, however you do it, if you budget, when I sit down, look at my bills, I'm like, man, something ain't adding up here. Something's wrong. What's going on? I thought Joe Biden was talking about we're going to do things, we're going to build back better. If this is building back better, then I can't tell. It looks like some slipshod, shade tree type work that we got going on here. If it was a welding job, you're talking about bubbles everywhere, stuff not even lined up properly. You're talking about some Chinese blindfolded welding, just rickety and raggedy. Built back better, I can't tell. So he has a very low approval rating, and that's going to continue to just plummet. Plummet, like through the floor is going to plummet. So it's no surprise that Stacey Abrams did not go to the speech he gave about voting rights, even though he was in Georgia, where she is from, even though that's right up her alley. Because remember, Stacey Abrams said that she got cheated and she won the race and she's a true governor of Georgia because Brian Kemp came in there and finagled the votes away. He wiped the voter rolls and it was racist, all this, that, and the third. Remember that? So she's saying that she got cheated. And by the way, nobody says that she is spreading misinformation and should get canceled and removed from the internet and is spreading conspiracy theories or is a tinfoil hat wearer. The same way they didn't say that about Hillary Clinton, right? When she said that she won the 2016 election, if not for the Russians, she'd be the rightful owner of the presidency back then in 2016 to 2020. That's what she said. But yet nobody says that she is spreading misinformation. No one says that she is saying the wrong thing when she says that. It's okay when she says it because she's Hillary. She's on the left and they love her. Same thing with Stacey Abrams. They wanted her to be the VP pick potentially, which would have been crazy because, I mean, at a certain point, and I ain't trying to be funny or nothing like that, but looks matter when you're talking about becoming the president. Now, with Joe Biden, on the other hand, this guy is pretty much 2 feet in the ground, weekend at Bernie's, a little half dead, walking around the campaign trail, but he didn't really campaign. He was in the house, and they put all kind of lights on him. They put makeup on him. They did whatever they could to dress him up. Okay, and he had the Barack Obama name recognition. Oh, I know him from Obama. If not for the Obama factor, if not for the fact he didn't have to campaign, he could be in the house the whole time in the basement in Wilmington, he wouldn't have won. It's like that election where they had the two men. I think it was Nixon and somebody. I forget who it was. It might have been JFK, but if I'm wrong about that, you'll let me know. But there was a debate where they were on the stage. One guy was sweating through his shirt, looked like just a complete mess. And the other man was cool, calm, and collected. Matter of fact, hold on. I want to say that was Ford. I'm gonna find that right quick. So I see Nixon. Okay, yeah, it's Nixon. And who was he debating? JFK. Yep, 1960. Yep. So let me put it on the screen right quick. And let's check it out right here.
All right. It is true.
Okay, there we go.
This was noticed by the viewers. And this was the difference of.
I don't got to hear him talking, but even in this low frame rate old footage, you see like there's sweat forming right here. You know, it's just like when you see some of the post presidential union responses by people. And I think it was Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio was parched beyond belief, had to grab that bottle of water. That killed his campaign right there. It was over at that point. And then there was another guy. What was his name? His name was, I think it might have been one of the Kennedys, the redhead guy, the ginger. He was like foaming at the mouth, really gross. Like they always go up there after on these little responses, parched, can't hardly talk. It's like, man, you got all this time to prepare. You got a whole team around you. Like, ask for some water before you go up there. Get hydrated, eat something, do something. But yeah, how you look does matter. And to have Stacey Abrams up there to be the vice presidential candidate, that's all bad. Imagine her talking about, oh, we got to be healthy during the virus time. It's like, lady, you're about 700 pounds. I'm not trying to hear anything from you about health advice. And speaking of that, I got to show you guys a video that kind of sums up this whole thing about people giving advice about the bug and whatnot. Hold on. This video you got to see. You must see it. It's Rubio. Shout out to you, NKM. I remember that. Shout out to Trump. Trump was a funny guy. Is a funny guy. Point blank, period. Okay. Hold on. I have that video. I got to find it. Y'all give me 1 second. And in the meantime, if you like what you're hearing so far, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously here. Oh, here's my man right here. Okay. Here's my man. And before we get to that, I got a throwback picture for y'all. This is probably the funniest picture or the most ridiculous one I've seen in quite a long time. Okay. Remember this? Remember the Pope blessing a baby with, is that the Pope? Who is that? I'm not sure who that is. He appears to be some kind of religious figure. It might be the Pope. He has on this all white and they're in a church. He has a super soaker, right? A super soaker gun shooting the baby in the face to bless him. It's like, sir, a super soaker? Is that what we're going to do? Come on. Like, you could have done that in a different way. So to paint a picture for you guys, he has a weapon one-handed, right? Like he's in the action movie, shooting the water weapon at a baby who's being held out by the mom with two arms. Baby has on all white, is getting shot right in the face. Not even just like, center mass, right in the face. Boom. I mean, what in the world's going on? This was the craziest picture I saw from this whole scamdemic. If not the crazy, right at the very top. This is like peak level madness. Okay, is it the Pope? Who is that? Yes, it is real. Yes, it is. Yes. It's no game. Not at all. Now, who is that, though? I'm not sure who it is. That's real. Yep. 100%. But I'll move on. Yeah, I promise it's real. Now, this guy right here, to move on right quick, this guy right here is talking about mandatory vaccine. Do you see him? Now, again, I'm not trying to insult people because of their looks, but I mean, at a certain point, if you look like this, if you're looking like fat guy in a little coat, if that's you with a net beard, I'm not trying to hear your health advice, okay? But let's see what he has to say.
It is unvaccinated people that are filling up the COVID wards, and that's why schools are locked down right now. That's why my daughter's in front of one computer today, and my wife is in front of another trying to teach. Like, that's why this is happening. And you know what? It's not the fault of the measures that we've taken that created this problem.
Okay, you, sir, take some measures on your own. Take some personal measures. Okay, go to the Weight Watchers place. What's that lady Jenny? Get some meal prep, some meal plans to get your health together, rather than trying to judge us for not doing things that you think we should do. Okay, I got some advice for you, sir. Follow my advice to tighten yourself up. Then maybe I'll hear you out. Maybe at that point. But first, you got this. Come on, man. Like, if this is you, how you look, nothing against you. Work on that. But in the meantime, when health comes up, please be quiet. I'm not trying to hear it. Okay? I just want to hear it. It's like if you have a guy that is on the street using drugs, I'm not trying to hear his sobriety advice. It's like, sir, you're high on drugs right now. Okay, get clean first, then give sobriety advice, because you were a dope fiend, then you weren't a dope fiend, now you're sober. At that point, give sobriety advice, but not any time before then.
It's the fault of those who refuse to do their part. So when it comes to this idea of mandatory vaccinations, it is a serious conversation that needs to be had. And it's not about politics. The only people that are making this about politics are people that are trying to ride the wave of a small minority of a single-digit number of people who want to be absolutely antisocial and refuse, who believe it is their God-given right to put the health and safety of others at risk.
Sir, you got to understand, you're already at risk. Virus or no virus, you're already at risk. Okay, that's just a fact. If you weigh that much and you got gray in your beard, you're probably in your 40s, maybe late 30s, probably in your 40s. You already at risk by being this heavy, and that's just a fact. Nothing against if you weigh that much. Nothing against you. I'm just saying that's just the reality of the situation. Okay, so don't worry about this virus. That's at least your concern right now. You're talking about diabetes, high blood pressure. Your kidneys are a whole mystery. You got a lot going on there, boss. But I digress. I don't want to attack the man too much, but I don't like when I see stuff like that on TV. If you have health issues you should fix, and you're kind of like obese, that's fine. But work on that before you start to give health advice. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And speaking about health advice and things of that nature, let's talk about Rochelle Walensky. Now, Rochelle Walensky is the CDC director, right? We've seen her before. Remember this dandy of a video right here? This is my most viewed tweet of all time for good reason, and it's still going up. The numbers are going up. It ain't going down. So let's play it one more again for you guys that have not seen it before. Hold on one second. Let me just get it right. Put it in the proper place. Okay, there we go. Let's move it on over.
Our vaccines are working exceptionally well. They continue to work well for Delta with regard to severe illness and death. They prevent it. But what they can't do anymore is prevent transmission. So if you're going home to somebody who has not been vaccinated, to somebody who can't get vaccinated, somebody who might be immunosuppressed or a little bit frail, somebody who has comorbidities that put them at high risk, I would suggest you wear a mask in public indoor settings. Our vaccines are working.
So they work very well, but they cannot stop the transmission of the virus. They can't. She said it right there on TV. This is a CNN with Wolf Blitzer right on TV. She is the current CDC director, Rochelle Walensky. Said it on television. I can show a person that clip like, hey, here, look at it right here, like a Power Ranger. Look at it right there. Oh man, she didn't mean that. She said it right there on TV. People refuse to believe things when they've already been brainwashed with something else. That's kind of how that goes. Now, she's not done. She has a brand new clip that came out, a brand new thing that came out where she said the people who die the most from this are already unwell. She said the words, they're already unwell. Let's find that right quick. I put it in my video, but I got to show it to you guys one more time if you didn't see it. They're already unwell. Okay, so matter of fact, here it is. One more time. And the caption is funny. This person, Matthew, what are their pronouns? They, he. All right. Pronouns in bio. You already know what time it is. But anyway, I digress. The caption says, today at CDC director said, quote, the overwhelming number of deaths, over 75%, occurred in people who had at least 4 comorbidities. So really, these are people who are unwell to begin with. And yes, really encouraging news in the context of the Omarion. He says it's eugenist. How is it eugenicist? It's not about trying to say if you are in that high risk group, you should die. It's not even about that. It's just about saying what the reality is. Okay. If you already have comorbidities, if you're already 1,000 pounds, if you already got a bad heart, if you already have diabetes, if you already have kidney problems, if you already got all types of other issues going on, you are more at risk for this thing than anyone else. That's just a fact. But let's hear her say it out of her own mouth. So it's not just me saying it, making you believe it. One more time. This is CDC Director Rochelle Walensky, and on Good Morning America. Before that was CNN. Now we're on GMA.
I want to ask you about those encouraging headlines that we're talking about this morning, this new study showing just how well vaccines are working to prevent severe illness. Given that, is it time to start rethinking how we're living with this virus, that it's potentially here to stay?
The overwhelming number of deaths, over 75%, occurred in people who had at least 4 comorbidities. So really, these are people who were unwell to begin with. And yes, really encouraging news in the context of Omicron. This means not only just to get your primary series, but to get your booster series. And yes, we're really encouraged by these results.
Dr. Walensky, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
I mean, she said it right there. She said it right there. I mean, what more do we need? And you know what? We've been saying this for a long time, for 2 years, or going on 3 years now. We've been saying that. We've been saying if you have a bunch of problems already, if you're already sick, you're going to be more at risk to catch this bug. We've been saying that for years now. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, ABL. Put your tinfoil hat on. You just like a Trump supporter. They're saying it right here. You have doctors, experts, people that treat patients every single day saying the exact same thing for the past 3 years. But when we said it, it was somehow a problem. It was somehow an issue. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what's really going on? Hey, if they abbreviate curse words, it's okay. You don't got to time them out. If they abbreviate, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But we've all been saying that for a long time. But we all know. So really, all I got from that, because I already knew that, obviously. We all know that, obviously. But what I got from that is it's not the facts that she said. It's not even about that, because we already had that. What I got from that is, do not trust the government, period. Because we knew what that was, and they said, oh, that's not true. Go out there and get the vax, blah, 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 blah. Oh, we're gonna give you a strike on your YouTube channel because you said that and you shouldn't have said it. You guys say the vax works, all this, that, and the third. But we know what we said was right from the jump. So don't believe whatever they say. As a matter of fact, if you see something on Facebook or Twitter that has a fact check thing on it, look into it and see what it says. Matter of fact, you know what I know? What I know is that these social media platforms are going to highlight what you should see in a different kind of way. What they're going to do is try to hide it from you. Now, I want to see what's going on with that. Show it to me. That's where you have all the real information at. All the guys that want to ban, RFK, all these guys that want to ban, that is who you need to be paying attention to. The guys they put out in front of you, like as the hero, Anthony Fauci, all these people are morons. They will say a different thing from day to day. When they say at first, oh, the vaccine works 100%, 100% with kids, 100% with everybody else. Then they're saying, oh, it's like 50%, 40%. It don't work at all. Fauci, remember when he said the masks don't work? He said that back before. He said that like right in March of 2020. Okay. 2 years ago, he said that. He said it don't work. It might be like a droplet or two, but it's not really going to give you the purpose. It won't really help you. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to find that video too. I'm going to find that video because I think I posted that before. And I'm going to post it one more time. One more again. Hold on. But he said it. He said it live on. Matter of fact, I might put it in the video, actually, where Fauci said that the masks don't work. You might have a droplet or two that's blocked, but generally they're not going to help you. Okay, here it is. Here's Fauci, and this might be it right here. Let's hold on 1 second. Fauci or Project Veritas. Oh, I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, we right there. You're right on time, Boomhauer. You're right on time. But here is Fauci back in May 18th, 2021.
How has it changed what you do when you wear a mask?
Excuse me, how
has it changed what you do? How has it changed your mask wearing practices?
Well, George, I'm obviously careful because, I'm a physician and a healthcare provider. I am now much more comfortable in people seeing me indoors without a mask. Before the CDC made the recommendation change, I didn't want to look like I was giving mixed signals.
I'm saying, okay, so what is it about? Is it about signals or is it about science? Why would you be worried about people seeing you with a mask or without a mask? Why does it matter who sees you or who doesn't? If the mask work, then wear it. If they don't work, then don't. It's simple. Why be worried about who sees you or who doesn't see you? It makes no sense.
But being a fully vaccinated person, the chances of my getting infected in an indoor setting is extremely low.
Now, this was last year. This was when they were saying that if you have the vax, you don't need a mask. Now they're saying put the mask on again. But before that, he said you don't need a mask. Then he said you need a mask. Then remember the whole thing about wearing double masks or triple masks, talking about, hey, it's common sense. If you put on more than one mask, you'll be protected more. Now they came out and said that the masks do not work at all. The cloth masks don't work. Go back to 2020. We said the same thing in 2020. They don't work. They don't do anything. We've all known that for a long time. He said it in 2020, and then he came out and said, oh, they do work. Well, if you got the vax, you don't need it. Well, if you got the vax, still wear it because you can still spread it. So stupid.
And that's the reason why in indoor settings now, I feel comfortable about not wearing a mask because I'm fully vaccinated.
You've been vaccinated and you parade around in 2 masks for show.
No.
You can't get it again. There's virtually zero.
Now this was March 2021 before the first clip where my main man, 100 grand. If you run for president, I'll vote for him in a heartbeat. Rand Paul, he's saying, hey, you paraded around here. I got to restart so you get the full thing so you kind of understand. This is March 2021. The first one was from May 2021. So this was after this clip coming up.
I'm fully vaccinated.
You've been vaccinated and you parade around in 2 masks for show.
No.
You can't get it again. There's virtually 0% chance you're going to get it, and yet you're telling people that have had the vaccine, who have immunity. You're defying everything we know about immunity by telling people to wear a mask who've been vaccinated. No. Instead, you should be saying there is no science to say we're going to have a problem from the large number of people being vaccinated. You want to get rid of vaccine hesitancy? Tell them they can quit wearing their mask after they get the vaccine. Okay. You want people to get the vaccine? Give them a reward instead of telling them that the nanny state's going to be there for 3 more years and you got to wear a mask forever. People don't want to hear it. There's no science behind it.
Well, let me just state for the record that masks are not theater. Masks are not theater. Masks are not theater. Masks are protective. And we
have immunity there, theater. If you already have immunity, you're wearing a mask to give comfort to others. You're not wearing a mask because of any science.
And now we know that the masks do nothing. It's total theater. Total theater. Whether you vaxxed or unvaxxed, it's totally irrelevant. It don't work. Matter of fact, hold on. So we got from that Fauci said that he wore a mask for theater because he didn't want to send mixed messages. He said that in May 2021. But in March 2021, he was saying, I'm not wearing them for theater. They work. They're effective. Is what he said. Now we know that masks don't work. One more time, just so I'm not gonna, I'm not going to be wrong here. Hopefully Google didn't try to. Oh, they really did remove that. Oh, here it is. They almost took it off. They took that one site off, but they didn't take all the sites off. So here is a clip. Well, not a clip, just a site. Cloth masks. See, look, this also was changed. When you're looking at the actual the search, the cache in the search is different than this headline right here. This says cloth masks might not stop the Omicron, but in reality, cloth masks do not stop anything, and they never have. Why is the Omicron mask resistant, but the Delta wasn't? If the Omicron is less deadly, it's like a mild cold, and everybody has it, then how is it easier to get through your mask than the Delta, which was worse? This is so stupid. But anyway, we've been saying this the whole time. Shout out to my man Jericho Green in the building, says, who still believe in this? You know what? I mean, people are done, boss. I know I'm done. I'm finished. I've been finished. Okay. I've not believed what they say in a long time. But now we have evidence to prove what we say is correct. Oh, you're a conspiracy theory. Put your tinfoil hat on, ABL. No. You got evidence. They go on TV and say it. Just open your ears up, open your eyes up, and you'll see it. It's crazy. But hold on. Now, there's all kind of ways to try to skirt around it. Experts warn that cloth masks aren't enough. Recommend tests and try getting the test. As I was saying earlier, they spent not one, not two, not three, not four, but $5 trillion on virus relief. $5 trillion on virus relief. But yet, try to get a test. You'll be waiting in the cold for hours, for days trying to get a test. And then try to get N95 or whatever they want. Psst. You be paying an arm and a leg. You be paying your firstborn child to get one of the masks. And it's useless because they constantly break on you and you got to get it refitted. Unless you work in the hospital and you're a doctor trying to do a heart transplant or something like that, you have no need to put an N95 mask on because it's not going to work for you. Okay. It may work for a little while when you first get it, if you get it fitted some kind of way, but after about 3 hours, it's a wrap. It's done. So this whole thing is just stupid. Let's just stop. Okay. Let's stop putting the world on pause for a hate code. But I'm beyond triggered, so I digress. Thank you for being here yet again. Definitely appreciate you guys. If you enjoy what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Oh, and speaking about the bug and whatnot, so AOC caught the bug down in Miami, right? She caught the bug down in Miami, and she can't really say anything to the other side anymore, right? She can't do it because because here's what's happening. When she first was in pictures down in South Beach with the boyfriend with the bare feet, the real pale feet boyfriend, and people criticized her for it. She was saying, "Oh, you guys just mad. You can't date me. You can't date me. All this and that." Made it a joke, right? But then when she got a test and she came back positive for that bug, all of a sudden she's radio silent. Why did that happen? Nah, don't get quiet now. Don't get quiet. Say what you got to say. Say it with your chest. Oh, but now you can't say anything because you were down there gallivanting with the drag queens, with Billy Porter. Do you guys know who Billy Porter is? Billy Porter is that guy that was on Sesame Street with the dress on. I don't want to put the picture up. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it. Y'all got to cringe with me. If I saw it, y'all got to see it too. It's nothing rated R. He just has on a dress on Sesame Street, which is completely inappropriate. If you got little kids and they're watching that show, please be aware of what's happening. Please be aware. You don't want to see this guy. Hold on. You got to cringe with me one time. You don't want to see this guy. Okay, your kids learning 1, 2, 3, ABC. All of us. Here this dude is with a tuxedo dress on, next to Big Bird, hanging out, counting numbers. Okay, rather than the count, you got this guy talking about 1, 2, 3, ABC. All right, this college football looking running back with a great beard on your TV screen with a dress on. That's Billy Porter. Now AOC was in Billy Porter with this guy, hugged up, taking selfies, going on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever they're doing, right? No mask. It was all good. There was another guy, another drag queen. This dude's about 6'8", LeBron James looking dude. If you combine Sean Kemp and LeBron James, it was this drag queen wearing a dress. It was crazy, right? My eyes are forever tainted by seeing that image. But she's out there doing that, having a good old time. Then she came down with the boat when she came back to New York. So what are you going to say? Because what did they say on their side? Oh, you guys in Florida, you guys not wearing masks. You don't want to get the vax. You guys are a breeding ground. Ron DeSantis, he going to kill you in Florida. But you want to come down here, hang out. You don't want to wear no mask when you come down here because it's free. There's no point in doing that. And then you catch the bug. So you can't say to anybody, oh, please wear a mask, because if you don't, you're going to catch the bug when you weren't wearing a mask and you caught it. So but you can't say anything now. You got to lay low for a while, let it blow over, and the people out there may forget what happened. They be like, oh, nah, it's no big deal. It's not a problem. So yeah, she can't say too much anymore. She can't talk about, oh, you guys just want to date me now that she got that bug. You got to eat humble pie right now. Eat humble pie. Wash it down with some regret. Wash it down with some just yeah. That's what you got to do, AOC. If that's you. All right. Yeah, Sesame Street has gone woke, and it's really unfortunate because when I was a kid, that was my show. I really enjoyed it when I was a little boy. I remember watching that, even as a little 2 or 3 year old. I remember watching that. ABC's 1, 2, 3, all of that good stuff. Big Bird. What was that? Was it Bert and Ernie? Were they on that as well? I forgot. But all those little shows like that, the educational shows, I enjoyed. But now you have LGBT figures in the educational show. You got to ask yourself this question. Why do you have LGBT figures on children's educational shows? Okay, we're talking about little kids, toddlers. Why are they on that show? For what? Why we got to introduce homosexuality to kids' TV shows? Oh, and about Billy Porter right quick. Billy Porter has the other bug, because we got more than one bug, right? It ain't just one virus floating around. He has the big one, the H, House in Virginia. He has that. He has a book that came out called Unprotected. I'm not making up, I promise. I promise. It's called Unprotected. It's like, sir, is that a pun? Really, about your status? Is that a pun? Is that what we're going to do? Gross. But that's what they do. That's what they do. So why you worried about Ron DeSantis and all this kind of stuff? Man, you got more stuff floating around than just this Omarion or the Omarosa or the omelet, whatever they want to call it. You got a few more things going on here. And you made a pun out of that with your book title. These people are nasty. That's all I got to say about that particularly, but I'll move right along. All right. Yeah, Lil Nas X was on there as well. Speaking about Sesame Street, that's right. As for it, 100%. Yeah, if you go down Sesame Street at night, it's going to be a problem. You're going to have an issue down Sesame Street at night. Bring your concealed carry on Sesame Street, because you don't want no problems. You don't want any problems. I get to anything I wanted to get to. I think I did. Okay. I was going to play a Biden clip, but I've not been able to find that. I may do a video about that specifically, or just put it on my Instagram page. And also, if you're not following me on my Instagram page, please do so. Instagram.com/Anthony B. Logan, or just search Anthony B. Logan on Instagram or ABL. I should pop right on up, and we'll do it that way. And shout out to this guy that trolled the city council. Can I play this? I might not be able to. It might have music on it. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay, I can play it. All right. So, speaking of cringe, I got some more cringe for y'all. I enjoy these cringe segments, because we get closer that way. We get closer as an audience when we watch the cringe stuff together. It's fun. So let's check it out. Now, this is in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to the guy. You guys may recognize him. He's a YouTuber, but I can't remember his name. So y'all pardon me. But this is hold on. Matter of fact, did it say his name? You guys know who he is, but we're gonna go ahead and play that right here. So shout out to him.
You gonna get corona from Mona. Don't vaccinate. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You gotta vaccinate in the Lone Star State. Vaccination.
So if you can't see it, this guy has on nursing scrubs and he has 2 masks and he's dancing in front of a microphone at a city council meeting. There's chairs behind him. They're all empty.
It's so great. Vaccinate me all day long. Vaccinate your daddy and mom. Vaccinate my body. Vaccinate me at the party. A vaccine dream. I love the vaccine all day long. I want to vaccinate your mom. I want to stick it deep in your arm. Oh my, where are you? I want to vaccinate you, but you can't hear my song. Vaccinate me in my thong. Vaccination, right or wrong. Dr. Fauci, give me that ouchie. I want it in my body.
Oh, it's real, 100% real. But I'm not sure if he's trolling or what. But this is a real city council meeting in Dallas, Texas. Yes. Okay. This is 100% real from today, if I'm not mistaken.
Vaccinate me too. Go to the party. Oh, Mars.
Okay, thank you, Fat Planet. That's Alex Stein from Conspiracy Castle. A big YouTube channel, like 1.2 million subs. That's him, 100%.
Vaccinate me, white or black. Vaccinate you. Vaccinate who? Vaccinate you all day long. Vaccinate your daddy and mom. Vaccinate me in my thong. Vaccinate the mayor. I am a vaccination player. What can I say? I'm the real Ron Sayer. Prime time, 99 on the grind. All the time, I blow your mind. I spit the rhyme. I commit the crime. I'm always on time because I'm 99.
He freestyling. The bars are cringe, sir. The bars are cringe, but you're trying your best, but the bars are cringe.
And I grind the shot, and I blow your mind one more time. Vaccinate your mind, vaccinate your body, vaccinate your life, leave your vaccination party. I love y'all. Peace. God bless. Follow my Instagram, IG.
Your time is up.
Primetime Stein.
Thank you.
I mean, you know what? I want to see more of that. I want to see more city councils get trolled like that because, you know, the funny part is that people are out there like that. The video I played earlier of the guy that was like 1,000 pounds talking about if you don't get vaxxed, you're unhealthy. That was real. That was 100% real. That guy was not trolling at all. So that guy right there was trolling. So how is it different? They're the same. These real people, and the trolls come out and imitate the real people. Life imitating art or vice versa, I can't tell. But my point is that it's hard to tell what's real and what's not anymore. You would think that what we see on TV as actual commentary is like an SNL skit. Go back like 8 years. What we see right now today on television and on the internet, that'd be an SNL skit. Have you seen these people talking about, yeah, I got 85 genders? TikTok is complete trash. TikTok, Trump tried to ban TikTok. He was unsuccessful, but good grief, man. The trash that populates TikTok. I don't even know, like, why did TikTok become the internet's toilet? How did that happen? You see some of the craziest things on there. And I have a TikTok, but I'm not on it. I have it just because my name is up there. I want to reserve my name, but I see TikTok videos on Twitter, and it's the worst thing you ever see. Like, there was a created gender for somebody. The person called themselves McGeester. That was their that was their pronoun. My name is McGeester Williams. Rather than saying Miss, I'm McGeester Williams. It's like, what do you? And if you don't say my name correctly, you are a transphobe. You are a whatever phobe. If I call somebody transgender, is that transphobic? Because I'm assuming that they're not, that they have a gender or that they are a different gender than what they should be. But how can I assume your gender? I don't understand. How does that really work? These rules make no sense at all. Once you like think about it for a moment. Oh, here he is. Here's a person right here. I'm gonna play it again. And again, we got more cringe. So get ready for it.
My name is Magister Y. I'm non.
You thought I was playing? You thought I was playing when I said Magister? You thought I was making that up? No, let's rewind.
My name is Magister Y. I'm non-binary and I am a high school teacher. So today I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what I've done and what my school has done to make me feel comfortable out as non-binary at my school. The first thing is really easy. I wear a pronoun pin every day. This works as a visual cue for my students when I...
A pronoun pin. Hey, this means McGeester. I'm dead serious. It's not a game. It's not a troll. She's dead serious.
Introduced myself to my students. I also gave them some example sentences for those students who weren't as familiar with using they, them pronouns. So I told them, you could say, oh, I have Magistra Y's class next. They teach Latin. I wanted to have a few visual cues in my classroom to show students that it is a welcoming and inclusive place. So one of the things I did was I put a pride flag on my desk. I'll take a pause here and say I am very, very lucky to teach at the school I teach at. They are very openly devoted to diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. Those are some of the things that I've done, but what about my school? I use the title Magistra instead of Mr. or Miss.
So the title is Magistra. Magistra. Yeah.
And the IT team actually... I use the title Magistra instead of Mr. or Miss, and the IT team actually managed to code it into the system, so anytime my name pops up, it comes up with Magistra Y instead of Mr. or Miss. I had a lot of colleagues ask me really insightful questions about my gender and my pronouns and my...
Oh, you're right about that. Hold on. Test 1, 2, 3. Look, China and Russia are laughing hysterically. Belly laughs, hard laughs. Xi Jinping is on the floor crying, laughing. Because if this is the future, it's a wrap. If that is your child's teacher, it's over. So this is why the school board meetings are so contentious, because we know that's happening and we're trying to prevent it. That's why they want to say we're like terrorists and stuff like that, because we don't want to have nut jobs like this, who, by the way, should be on the watch list, because you know what sign of somebody that might abuse children is like an infantile mind state. Okay, this person probably like in their early 20s, but it sounds like they about 12 years old. That's a red flag right there, but I digress.
Experience, and in general, they have created a really welcoming environment. And I don't think they did this on purpose, but my classroom is right next to the gender-neutral bathroom.
Magistra what? I think that's the person's name, Magistra. Hold on. I'm gonna kind of zoom in. So I think it's spelled Magistray. Or Magistray. I mean, making up stuff. Just random stuff. Like, remember the whole thing about, identify as an attack helicopter? We're there. I identify as an attack helicopter. My pronouns are attack helicopter. Call me that, or you're racist, or you're a transphobe. That's where we are. And that was not a troll. That was a dead serious person. So shout out to Libs of TikTok for just exposing it. They're doing really good work on there. Libs of TikTok, that whole team over there, they're doing really good work, because, I mean, we've had some really crazy things that have been said on the internet. Some fireable offenses beyond that. That was nothing compared to what I've seen before. That was normal at this point. But there have been some things that have been so crazy, people are getting fired over it. Like, remember that teacher talking about, well, it's not really wrong to like kids in an inappropriate way. It's okay. Remember that person? No, they got fired. Because it's like, okay, you want to be this weirdo. That's bad enough. You should get fired for that. But then when you want to go to the next level, talking about criminal actions you can go to the penitentiary for, oh no, you got to go. You've got to go right away. Okay, so it's really a mess. Now, here's you know what? I don't want to go down that road, but follow Libs. If you want to see more of that, if you want to really understand what's going on out here, Libs of TikTok on Twitter, please follow to understand what's happening in the world. I follow a few accounts to let me know what's going on, so I'm not just out here kind of wondering, what does that mean? What does that mean? When did that happen? Nah, I'm aware of everything that's going on. I'm seeing all of what's going on around me. All right, but thank you for being here yet again. Definitely appreciate you guys. We got super chats on deck, and then we're going to get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Give me a few to get to the calls. We're going through the super chats first and foremost, and then we keep on rocking and rolling with the show. Again, you guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet, and I appreciate y'all for being right here with me. So let's get some super chats right quick. Where we at? Today is the 12th, 1/12/22. All these twos and ones and whatnot, I'm confused. All right, let's go ahead and go here. Where we at? All right, thank you to Matt H, who says the Rachel Hollick, Razor Fist, and Jericho Green need to have a contest to see who can use the colorful language and metaphors, or the most. That'd be a good one. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Kayes, who says, how about DARPA and Fauci? Seems the FBI lied about Seth Rich. Also, how about Mike Bird never being screened by DC Metro after shooting Ashley Babbitt? Thank you to Zen Master Me for the cool emoji. Apple has a few more, of course. Loving the marine green polo looks good, simplified. Also, ABL, you're very street smart and you can read people very accurately. What's your impression of those FBI executives that were interviewed by senators? I've not seen that, actually. I've not seen that. I might do like a reaction to that, but I've not seen that. If anybody has that, please send it to me, contact@anthonyblogan.com. But I'll do my research on that and to see what's going on. And also about I've not seen the Project Veritas tapes either about Fauci. I need to look into that as well. But pretty much already know what's going on. I mean, we all know. I think what happened with the Wuhan lab is that they were doing the research at the Wuhan lab, and because China is gross, they don't have any kind of standards really as far as safety or cleanliness. Well, they do, but it's not really followed strictly. Like I was saying before in a previous show, I was watching Loud Y86 on YouTube. Great channel, by the way, about covering all things China. They're two white guys that were in China for like 10 years. At least one guy was, but anyway. He was talking about how he went to a hospital in Beijing, this humongous hospital, because remember, Beijing is a ridiculously big city. How big is Beijing? I think it has like, hold on, what's the population in Beijing? 21 million? Yeah, that's a lot of people in one city. That's humongous for a city. So he goes to the Beijing hospital, and he cannot find a bar of soap in the entire gigantic facility. Not one bar of soap. I mean, it's standing and they're doing stuff, but where's the soap at though? So the unsanitary practices, you getting people in there don't really care. The virus leaked from the lab, and that's why it hit Wuhan first, because the lab is right there. And when they shut down travel in the country, it did not shut down international travel. So people were getting on the planes from Wuhan that were sick, and they spread it across the world. That's what happened. Okay. And we funded that through the NIH and the gain of function research. Everybody knows that. That's what happened. They can't admit that because people like Fauci are doomed. He funded it. Now, was it him that leaked it? Probably not. But it should never have been going to China, because we know how China is. China's gross like that. They're going to leak stuff like that. Or it could have been a whole bioweapon against us. It could have been weaponized to use on us. They do that. It wouldn't be against them. So the whole thing was just ridiculous. I'm going to look more into the Project Veritas tapes to give my full take on it, because I heard a few things, but I've not watched the tapes myself yet. Apple says J6 FBI inside job, Ray Epps, snitch and stooge. So I saw that today. Ray Epps said that he's not a federale, he's not an informant. That's what he said, but is he lying? I mean, who knows? I believe he's lying, but we'll see. Also, Ray Epps, do you fear the deep state or do you fear God? Repent and tell the truth. Attention, NSA agents, release Pelosi and Schumer's comms on J6 truth. God bless January 6th, MAGA Patriots, DC jail solitary. Patriot Freedom Project, please help January 6th, MAGA in jail. Do I like fishing, hunting, mountain biking, hiking, camp? I'm not really a big camp guy. Mountain biking, I like mountain biking, but give me a trail, because I'm a big guy. I ain't trying to fly over the handlebars and break my head on something, man. I don't want to do that. Okay, give me a trail, and now I'm cool with that. A nice little bump here and there, that's great. But if we got sticks and stones and crazy hills, that's too rich for my blood. Fishing is cool, hunting is cool, but I'm not over here looking like Paul Bunyan. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Golfing for me is a better thing. I'm that kind of guy. Give me golf, basketball. That's where I'm at. Josh Foss says, ABL, what's up with the FBI not answering Ted Cruz when he asked him if they were involved with instigating January 6th? The FBI person responded multiple times. They couldn't answer the question. Well, obviously, they were involved with it. They were clearly involved with it. Everybody knows that. The federales were most certainly there. We know that. And, I knew that before I went to January, before I thought about going to January. I didn't go to January 6th. I was invited, obviously, to go there, but I didn't because I already knew that the federales are going to be there. Other weird groups are going to be there. I didn't want to be involved. When I was in D.C. in October 2020, I was seeing some weird stuff happening then. So I definitely didn't go for January. I've not been in D.C. since October of 2020. Okay, because after the J6 thing, then you had the virus, lockdowns, and just kind of weird. It was weird in D.C. when I went there in 2020 because we had lockdowns. But then J6 happened and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm cool. Because it's gonna be too weird trying to get through the airport. I ain't trying to get flagged on the flight. And plus, what's it to do in D.C. anyway when you got all these lockdowns happening? But I digress. Apple says, do I like shopping for clothes or grocery shopping? I'm not a big clothes shopper. As you could tell, I'm not necessarily Mr. Fashion over here. I like wearing suits and stuff. I got more suits than polo shirts, but I don't really shop for that. I buy that a lot of times online because I wear a weird size. I'm a 43 long slim in the suit. 43 long slim. Like I could wear a 41, but I'm looking like Pee Wee Herman. You understand? Because I'm 6'3". So I got to get the bigger suit, but a slimmer cut. If I wear a 43 regular, it's a whole teepee. It's too big for me. So shopping for that, like, what's the point? I can't buy it in the store anyway. Usually, I got to go online. Okay, Jose Bank on my credit card, looking crazy. But anyway, I'll move on. When do I shop? Pretty much whenever I get some time. That's really what it is. Nighttime, if I got time. In the morning, if I can get up in the morning, yeah. But I'm an in and out kind of guy. Like me, if I go to the store, get some food, I know what I'm gonna get, where it's gonna be. I'm like a thief in the night. Like I got my watch. I'm like, okay, let's be in and out 2.5 minutes. Okay. And I'm in there. Boom, boom. I'm in and out. I don't play no games when it comes to my shopping because I don't got that kind of time. I ain't gonna be in there looking at stuff like, oh, what's this? This is a brand new product. I don't care. I'm gonna go get my basket like that old game show. Grocery Rush, whatever that was, you go in there and you got to get all the stuff in the basket in a certain amount of time. That's me in the store. I don't play around. Yep, 6'3", tall guy. I'm not super tall, but I'm tall to where you would see me and you would notice me. But I'm not looking like one of these basketball players necessarily. Like if you see a guy like LeBron James, he's super tall. Even Jordan is real tall like that. Like 6'5", 6'. That's tall, but I'm like above average and right at the precipice of above average and tall to where you can see, oh man, he's a giant. I'm not that tall. But anyway, I'll move on. Exactly a time. Typical guy shopper. I'm not in there, looking at new candles and stuff. Series A Gamer says, George Floyd's niece got hit with a stray bullet, of course. No outrage. Not many heard about it. Yep, don't nobody care. Because it's, you already know who did it. It wasn't no white man that did it. Now, I guarantee you this. If she was shot by a white man, it doesn't matter if it was a stray bullet, if it was a direct hit, then you would hear about it. But since it wasn't that, it was probably some gang violence, some just random stuff, then who cares, right? Little kid gets shot, little 4-year-old girl gets shot. She didn't die, thank God, but she got shot. Just like your man, Rayshard Brooks or whoever that was that got shot in Milwaukee. At the car, when you're trying to get the knife with the officer. Like that guy got shot and didn't die, and there was a whole big protest and everything else. I think that's why Kyle Rittenhouse got caught up. He had to defend his life over a guy that didn't die because, it was a police officer. But a little girl gets shot and doesn't die. Nobody cares. This is why I talk about stuff like Black Lives Matter, because it's all bogus. It's all about just trying to get money, trying to raise funds for whatever they want to raise it for them personal pocket, for the real estate portfolio, to floss, to look good on the gram. That's what it's about. You got guys that were scamming with fake BLM pages, getting like 300,000, 400,000. That's what it's about. It's not even about the people. Now, I met some guys in local BLM chapters that are cool. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Like out here in Tennessee, like little small chapters, I met some guys that were cool. I wasn't on the same page with them politically for the most part, but they were cool. But overall, the message is, let's get this money. We don't care about these kids that get killed. Okay, that's really what it is. Sanity One says, at 6'3", you're the top 2% of men in the United States. Wow. That's something right there. Puts it in perspective, huh? Interesting. Phil says, hey, but you see the pick of Kathy Griffin go after an IG because she posted a pic of a gun in her shorts? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. I got to look into that. I do not know. Walter says, I heard you got to claim stimulus on taxes. I believe so. I think so, because that's like a tax advance, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the stimmy checks are tax advance, meaning that's not free money. They gave you your tax return on the front end rather than, the back. But you got to pay it back from your back end. You got to pay the front end back. They gave you an advance with zero interest, probably. Kaya says, how about USA Today's deleted tweet about maps? I saw that. That was crazy. That was totally crazy. Basically, without being too graphic, the USA Today tweet was talking about trying to rationalize pedophiles. I ain't gonna say the full word because we're on YouTube, but people that abuse children. They were trying to say that, oh, well, not all of these people, the pedophiles, abuse kids. It just happened to be happening like kids. I was like, what? It's like, no, they all got to go. I don't care. I don't care what you identify as. If you're going down that road, you got to go. You've got to go. Whatever that means, you got to go. You can't be here. Go over there. Not here, over there. Wherever there is, hey, I can't say where that's at because we're on YouTube.com and I'm not trying to go to the penitentiary, so I'll move on. FA Ranger Xbox says, electric cars are awesome during a 24-hour sub-zero snowstorm stranding. Being electric heat is the least effective, most expensive. Exactly. Right. It's the dumbest thing in the world. It's like, maybe it's cool for in concept or for a video game or something like that, but in reality, clearly not. That's off @Man Carey says, hashtag keep fighting, build a get home bag. And remember that hashtag 9/17 is coming. Iran created the virus and framed China, and there are 4 lights. Thank you to my man Jericho, who says, did you say Omarion? Yes, sir. The Omarion, the Omarosa, the omelet, whatever you want to call it. That's what's going on around nowadays, giving everybody a little head code. Thank you to Rolf Peterson, who said, thank you for your work, Anthony. I appreciate for that. Thank you for your very kind words. Let me see. Did I get everybody I wanted to get to? Let's go back up here. Thank you to Duke Lee, who says, destroying a generation. Thank you for that. Thank you to Test123, who says, thank you for today's show, ABL. No problem. Thank you for being here and supporting. Thank you to Elfriend Arthur Lee, who says, teacher said she is non-binary, but Magistra is a female teacher. Make it make sense. Hey, you know what? You can't make it make sense. This does not make sense at all. But here we are trying to rationalize it, trying and failing to rationalize it. Doretta84 says, ABL, have you sent your condolences to Bob Saget's family? And did he grow up watching Full House? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, RIP to my man, Bob Saget. I did watch Full House as a kid. Yep, I know him as Danny Tanner. Okay, he was good, very, very good on the show, in my humble opinion. The whole cast was good. It was a good show. Uncle Jesse, all them people, DJ, Mary Kate and Ashley, of course. The whole squad was a good show. And Bob Saget grew up in Virginia for a while. He lived in Norfolk. He went to Azalea Garden Elementary, and he went to Lake Taylor High School. So Lake Taylor was like our rival school, kind of, in Chesapeake, because Lake Taylor's like, how can I explain? It's like closer to Berkeley, which is like right on line Chesapeake. So yeah, anyway, he grew up like right around my stomping grounds in Virginia as a kid. So shout out to him. He lived in other places too. He was born in Philly and went to California later, but during his formative years, he was in VA. So shout out to Bob Saget. RP to him, 65 years old, way too young to go. Really good guy from what I know. Hilarious. And what was that? Half Baked with Dave Chappelle. Hilarious. I don't want to say the line right here. It's a little bit too adult, but he was funny in Half Baked and great on Full House. So shout out to Bob Saget. Great comic. From what I know, also a great man. I don't know him, obviously, but from Virginia, always heard good stories about him. So shout out to Bob Saget. All right. Yeah, it was kind of sketch. Lake Taylor. Oscar Smith was top dog. Yeah, that's like right in the same area. Oscar Smith, Lake Taylor, Indian River. That's where I went to school at Indian River back in the day. So River was like Oscar Smith's rival, and you also had Lake Taylor and Booker T. That's like further in the north, but that's a different story. But anyway, yes, he did pass away, NKM. That was a few days ago. Yep, it was suddenly. They found him in the hotel room. They don't know why he died. I'm not sure about the vax or whatever. I have no idea. So that's pretty much all I got. So yeah, RIP to my man Bob Saget. But we got calls on deck. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Now, I don't know about Bob Saget's controversy, because I'm seeing that in the chat. I don't know anything about that. I have no idea. So if it was some weird stuff going on, I have no idea. So y'all got to pardon my ignorance, because I don't know everything. All I know is he was in Full House, and also he was in Half Baked with Dave Chappelle. That's all I know. I've seen him do some other jokes, but I don't know about any other weird stuff he may have been involved in. So pardon me. Was it a heart attack? Okay. Yeah. Oh, of course. King Side. America's Funniest Home Videos. Yes, he was great on that as well. Maury High, Commodore. Okay, shout out to you, Ali. Shout out to Maury. Yeah, shout out to Norfolk, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, the whole South Side, 7 cities. The North Side, the Peninsula, y'all don't count. No, I'm playing. Shout out to Newport News and Hampton and the people way out there in like, what's that? Yorktown, way up there, Williamsburg, so I know all of that. Jamestown, but I move on. So he had heart problems and he got the booster. And, well, we can't say he died from the jab. We can't say that because we don't know that for sure. We can say that he had the shot and there were some things that happened that could have been, but we don't know what happened for real. Just like Jenna Jameson, she has Guillain-Barré. And immediately they said, oh, she got the jab and she got injured. But she said she never had the jab at all. No jab, no booster, no nothing. So it was not because of the jab. All I'm saying is be accurate. But I digress. Let's get to the cause. And if Skype's not working right, it's not my fault. Blame the white man. But there is an email for Skype. You could be right here in the bottom of the screen, talk about whatever's going on. That's somewhat political, I suppose. All right. Grew up in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake. Shout out to you guys from Virginia. 100%. That's right, Bob K, NYT, Chesapeake in the house. All righty. All right, you're on line with 860.
Hey, Bill. How you doing, brother?
I'm well, can't complain about yourself.
It's F&A Ranger Xbox. I'm doing all right.
All righty.
Crazy things going on. Truth's finally coming out a little bit at a time.
Oh, yeah. But, it always comes to the light.
Oh, yeah. It always comes out sooner or later. But let's see, George Floyd's niece, she was actually laying in her bed, was shot in the belly, and it was retaliation because they were shooting off fireworks, is what the story I read online was. But
so wait a minute.
Anyway,
So they were shooting because they were shooting fireworks?
yeah, they complained about them shooting fireworks, and I guess they didn't like their response or something, so they just randomly shot at their apartment.
So basically, a trivial matter could have killed a little kid. Got it.
Right. Exactly.
Crazy.
I mean, my neighbors do stupid stuff, and I just get over it and go on. You know, it's not worth going to jail or prison over. Sooner or later, you know, when they're that stupid, they're going to hurt themselves worse than I ever could anyway. So that's usually how, you know, I'm 61 years old. That's usually how it works out. They hurt themselves worse than I ever could without any effort from me. So it works out.
Right.
But, Denmark released a study. What is it? Real Facts with Roman, or Facts Matter with Roman on YouTube, you know, from Epcot, the news agency that actually tells the truth. Epic, yeah. They were saying Denmark released a study where they did by, I think 11,000 people, and 1.7% of the unvaccinated were infected with the transformer variant, and 3.66% of vaccinated people. So you're more likely to get the transformer version if you're vaccinated. They're saying that the vaccines are stopping your T cell production, which takes care of the common cold as well as the transformer variant. I forget what you called it.
The Omarion.
But Omarion variant. And I just want to say a shout out to my spirit animal out there in the audience, Jericho Green. Love your channel. Watch you every day.
Fair question.
Yeah, about the electric cars. First thing Biden did when he got into office was make sure the price of gas goes up and up and up and up and up. So they start, you know, and then he made them big deals with Ford and GM as the leaders in electric vehicles, and just totally blew Tesla off. And it's like, really?
Right. It's crazy because you know what the thing is though, they built all those companies out. The federal government did. So now it's like, okay, these are ours. It's kind of like how Germany has Volkswagen. Now the U.S. has all these other companies because they put the money into them. They kind of got nationalized. Yeah.
Well, you know, the unions wash their hands too come election time and donations.
That's right.
So, and of course, it doesn't hurt that Joe Biden owns 10% of a Chinese car battery factory.
Hey, it's money to be made. You know, if you could just push the electric, he makes money because he has all the car battery, got 10% of that company. It's easy money to make.
Oh, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that they got something to do with the solar panels, too, because they stole our technology. And I'm willing to bet once they force it on everybody that the panels won't even live out their full expected life before you have to replace them.
Yeah.
And it's just a crushing debt cycle. Oh, and the IRS is never wrong. Ask them, they'll tell you.
Right, yeah.
They're never wrong. They said that in 1980 that my dad owed $356,000 in taxes as a truck driver for 1 year, 1980.
Wow.
They took him to court 7 times. I kid you not. And they confiscated his bank accounts. They tried to take his naval pension. They tried to take his home, but he was in Florida, homestead, couldn't touch it. Years later, after they bankrupted him, broke his heart and everything else, years later, come find out another man with the same name, but the middle name was different.
Wow. Crazy.
You know,
years.
but it was the same
Years
initial.
you're going through this.
Yeah, this was back in the 80s when the great big satellite dishes, because I come to my dad's house and I'm seeing this 12-foot satellite dish in the yard, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And Dad said, the heck with it. They let me finance it. They called the man from the IRS that his credit's good with us, because even the guy that was working his case said, this is crazy, because my dad was a truck driver for North American Van Lines.
Right.
I grew up hauling furniture. You know, that was my childhood. Slave labor on my dad's semi-truck. My white privilege. But anyhow, love your show, brother. I don't want to take up any more time. I know you got a lot of great callers, and love to listen to them. Love your show. God bless. Keep the faith.
Thank you for the call,
Have
man.
a great night.
Same to you, man. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, the IRS, man, they bring you through it. They will bring you through it. You know, because I got these letters talking about, I didn't pay when I did pay, and I always get that every year. I get the same letters. Oh, you didn't pay, sir, but you had a problem cashing my check. You cash a check with my name on it and everything. You cash that for all this money, and then be like, oh no, we didn't get that. What? I see you cashed it. So where'd the money go? You don't care, huh? But anyway, I will move on. Oh, and speaking about the boosters and whatnot, frequent boosters spur warning on immune response. This is in Europe. They said this. So they're saying if you keep getting the shot over and over, you might have a negative effect. Don't keep getting the shot over and over and over and over again. Or maybe don't get it at all. Just maybe. I'm just saying. I'm not saying don't get it. I'm just saying maybe that study will actually say that if you read it, if you look into it. All right, let's get to some more here. Let's go to, and the phone lines are blowing up, so y'all please pardon me. 540, in the line, who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Doll Mom. I gotta ask you a few things. Love your show.
Thank you.
My question is, do you think Stacey Abrams might be perhaps going to get nominated for Supreme Court, and that's why she wasn't there? You know?
I don't think so. Is she a lawyer?
This I don't know, but she fits the other profiles.
Yeah, I seriously doubt that one. That's going to be a non-starter.
Well, I hope not. And you know how we had this big snowstorm here in Virginia, and people didn't have power for like 7 days or something like that, and then they had the big accidents out there on 95.
Yeah.
Did you notice how there was no National Guard?
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw that.
Yeah. So Ralph Northam sent them away because he doesn't like them.
Oh, is that right?
And so they're off in they're off in Africa. They're off all over the world right now, and like we don't know exactly where they are, and the families don't know exactly where their loved ones are. And he has sent out more people than World War II. I mean, there are so many people gone now, from our National Guard, because he didn't want them voting. But what he didn't remember was that you get 45 days in advance to vote here in Virginia now. So they were able to vote before they got out. So anyway, love your show. Thanks a lot for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Have a good night. Bye.
So yeah, that's crazy. Stacey Abrams would be the Supreme Court, next Supreme Court justice. I mean, that'd be crazy if they considering that, but I don't put it past these people. I really don't. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. I'd be like, yep, that makes sense. 865, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, you're talking to Lori from back in the hills. I didn't know I was going to get a hold of you tonight.
Well, we got you on the line. What's happening?
Well, let's see now. I didn't catch the Omnicrud yet, so I'm doing good.
Good, very good.
Very, very good, yep. And now Fauci, when he came back, when he first started, you were talking about how he had said, wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Well, as soon as he said, well, I told y'all not to wear a mask because I didn't want y'all to use up all the masks that the doctors needed. I said, that's it, I'm done.
Yep.
No more with him.
Yeah,
I have nothing more to hear from him. He's done. So he's been tuned out now for the last 3 years for me.
Yeah, because like right when you said that, it's like, okay, you're lying to me already. I don't like liars. If you want to say something, if you want to, try to tell me to do something, just be honest, but don't make up a lie and then admit to the lie and then still think I'm going to follow you. No, you've already said that you lied and you're a liar. You lie because you just want to get a particular message across, or you want to fit you want to have things done your way. So no, I don't like that at all. So I agree with you 100% on that one.
That's right. A liar is a liar, and a liar will always lie.
That's right.
He'll always lie. Now, Biden, I've been watching him. He's been watching the way he walks. You know how he looks like a little puppet coming out there. And if you look back behind his knee when he walks, his pants start to kick up. I think he's got knee braces on or leg braces.
He just may, because he's clearly not well. So they may need to do something else to keep him, up and moving. Just like Weekend at Bernie's, they put all kind of stuff on him to keep him erect. So that's probably what's happening. Yeah.
And when they showed him on the beach with that puppy and he was bending over, if you look at his suit on his back, there was something poking up on his back, and he's probably got a body brace on too.
I wouldn't doubt it. Just like Hillary Clinton, because remember when she kind of got frozen at the van and she couldn't move, and then when they moved her, something dropped, some kind of metal object dropped. It probably was the same thing going on with her. They probably had the same device on her that they have on Joe Biden right now.
Yeah, I think they've got him braced up. Probably after he took that fall on the airplane where he was falling up the steps.
Yeah.
They probably decided they had to brace him up and put some structure on him to at least keep him walking.
That's right.
So what do you think about all his yelling and screaming yesterday up there in Georgia about the voting laws?
I mean, he always does that. It's like kind of weird. It's like, why do all the yelling and screaming? Just if you want to get your point across, just talk. And ultimately, it was all kind of bogus anyway. The same old Democratic talking points. So, I really didn't pay too much attention. All I heard was him just kind of screeching as normal.
Right. Well, I wasn't impressed. He's like, when you're playing in the backyard and your ball goes over the fence, or the old man's yelling at you.
Yeah.
You're like, shut up, old man. You can't tell me what to do.
Right.
So that's what he reminded me of, when he was doing that. So he has no respect for me, no respect at all. I've lost all respect for that man. But anyway, it's good to see the left starting to fall apart.
100%. I love it.
Yeah. Their time is coming, and they know it.
Absolutely. We're going to see coming up right here, 2022, the midterms. They coming, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. Now, my sister, when AOC was down in Florida, my sister lives in Florida, I called her up and was talking to her about it. I won't tell you what she said, but she told AOC just to go home. That's the pretty part of the story. All right, well, I'll let you go. Thanks for taking my call tonight, and I appreciate you. And you're tearing it up tonight. You're really burning it.
Thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Bill. Bye-bye.
All righty. Get to some more calls. So the number to call is 434-658-1220. There's also a Skype email in the description box below. You can be right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the video. All righty, Les, what's happening?
Hey, Bill, how are you?
I'm well. About yourself?
Good. Thank you for asking. Good show, by the way. I like everything you were bringing up with the CDC and all the cringe videos you were putting up there with that individual that I don't want to make fun of, but he's looking like he's about, 400 pounds maybe, you were saying?
That's right. Looking like Chris Farley and Tommy Boy.
Yeah, right. So you know what's so funny with all that? Because I know you've mentioned this before, ABL, and it is true. So this is the thing that the conservatives have been saying all along, that in reality, COVID deaths are only hitting at high rates, high numbers, people already with pre-existing conditions. And of course, if you're obese or overweight, you're pretty much more at risk than anybody else. So, personal story, but it's very true. 3 years ago, I was 160 pounds, okay? I was borderline diabetic. Doctor wanted to put me on medication. And I was like, no, I'm going to figure this out on myself because obviously I didn't want to get on any medication, especially like with all these side effects, that like all these pills nowadays, have, right? Their risks. And got on keto. I was inspired by a cousin. She had marvelous, marvelous results. And now I'm 110. You drink a lot of water. You have to get some type of moderate exercise in, and your vitamins, of course. And I think that's pretty much it. And I mean, I'm sure you'll be all right. I mean, the importance of all this is that you get a healthy diet in, period.
Yes, absolutely. That's the main thing, because if you're eating unhealthy, if you're already unhealthy, then you're unhealthy. So it doesn't matter what it is. It could be the virus or anything. You're just at risk in general.
Right. And I mean, if you research, I mean, it doesn't have to be keto in specific, but I know a lot of like really nice success stories, like with the keto diet. People have been diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes, like diabetes type 2, and they get on keto and it pretty much takes it away. They don't have it anymore. They don't have to be on medication. Everything's perfectly normal. So, I mean, that says a lot. You are what you eat, basically. That's just the good old saying.
That's right.
And I want to bring up one other thing. So in regards to this whole, crazy stuff that's happening, like with these liberals on TikTok with all these like pronouns and stuff, which I find very funny. So if we're talking about in respect to the state of Illinois, because I know in Chicago, you got a lot of this crazy stuff out there happening like that too with the pronouns and stuff, right? So instead of these teachers honestly wasting their time and thinking that it's so important and so significant to indoctrinate our children with all this, garbage, right, of pronouns, I think teachers should really start doing their job, because that's what they're getting paid for, and actually teach our children. Because ABL, and this is what shocked me, okay? According to the latest Illinois report card data, only 26% of Chicago public school 11th graders can read and do math at their grade level.
Wow, that's crazy. Totally crazy.
It's sad, because it's like, so there's more importance into indoctrinating our children really with such with irrelevance, rather than actually teaching our children. So when they graduate, they're pretty much college, or at least college, close to college prepared, if that's what they want to pursue, right?
Absolutely.
It's crazy. And then just in regards to a good old AOC, I got the little patriot here.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
In regards to AOC, because we have to bring her up. She's so relevant nowadays with her childish, games. What's so funny? Even though she contracted the, I like to say the sweet and sour sniffles, like how Jericho Green says it.
There you go.
It's so funny, right? Because they want to sit there and degrade a lot of, conservative states, and especially like with all these right to try treatments. But then let's not forget, that's what government officials have been using. Even though they've been throwing, dirt at conservative states that have been using the right to try treatments, I'm sure she's going to be, pretty much living it up. She's going to get the treatment that not a lot of us are able to have, especially in Democrat-run states like Illinois is one to.
Right, exactly. And then the thing about it is, it's like, what's the purpose in actually trying to block these things or try to restrict them? I think he got froze up there. I don't know what's going on. So that you might have just went in and dropped. Are you there?
Hello?
I hear you now.
No, yeah, we're back.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say, ABL, just that, that there's just a huge hypocrisy. But then, I mean, yet again, it's like I said, what else can you expect from the left? It's just, that's the greatest thing, is just hypocrisy.
Right on. Exactly.
Alrighty then, ABL. Well, you have a wonderful night. You and your family take care. God bless. And everybody else that's in the chat, God bless, and have a wonderful night.
And y'all take care. See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Shout out to her. Shout out to Les. Good call. But yeah, that's right on point. Now, what she was saying about the weight thing, she was saying that she was 165 and had to get down to 110 because she was like pre-diabetic. It depends on your height, really. Like, I'm 6'3", so I'm 215 pounds right now in the weight. And you can see me, like, I'm not looking like what's my man's name in Austin Powers movie? I ain't looking like that guy, the real big guy. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to curse, but you know what I'm talking about. the fat suit guy in Austin Powers. I don't look like him at my weight. And I've gotten down to my lowest was 180. And at that point, I was looking like a dope fiend, straight dope fiend. Like everything was sunk in. I'm looking like I didn't smoke crack for breakfast at 180 because of my height and my body type. You see what I'm saying? I'm just kind of, I don't know. It all depends on your size and also your gender, obviously. It makes a difference. If you're 5 foot tall or 4'11" and 200 pounds, it's much different than me being 200 pounds at 6'3". So it all depends on what you got going on. The point is you got to be healthy. 908, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, this is Alex, man. Thank you for taking my call, man.
No problem.
I actually discovered you through Brandon, so appreciate the red pill. I just want to kind of expand on that last call that you took in regards to AOC, where she's a hypocrite because she really has some nerve, really pushing the mandates, all the vaccines, all the boosters. But at the same time, she's in Miami jet setting, and doing mouth-to-mouth with randoms, and then she ends up getting COVID. I don't wish, anything bad to her, but it really just shows that the rules that they're putting in place don't really apply to just, the higher-ups and those who are pushing these mandates because they can't even follow them themselves. And I would also like to expand on the fact that I'm pretty sure the head of the CDC last night with Cruz and Fauci, I'm pretty sure she was double masked while Fauci was next to her, not even masked up. So that was really interesting itself.
Right.
I think these people are just all over the place, and I don't even know if they even know what's really going on. I think they're really just pulling out all these theories and all these types of solutions out of the air, and then as time goes on, it changes. The narrative changes. And it's always blamed on unvaccinated. It's always a war against the unvaccinated, and it's totally untrue. We're at a point where now we're at minor colds with the Omarion. And they're pushing it like it's a great death wave pushing through, and it's kind of ridiculous. So I just hope all this ends soon when the red wave takes over.
Yeah, hopefully so, because it's all become political. It's all become a weapon to try and use against people. But it shouldn't be about that. It should be about trying to keep everybody healthy. It don't matter what, who you vote for. That's irrelevant. It's about health. And if I'm able to do certain things like therapeutics or whatever to keep myself healthy, then that's what it is. If I can get on a diet and not be 1,000 pounds, then that's what I do to stay healthy, rather than just trying to do whatever the political people say we do because of them trying to have control over us or trying to get our vote. That's just not what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree, man. The scamdemic is just way overblown, and it's actually just a huge distraction from what's really going on. And I'm really curious when Biden's actually going to ask the real questions of how this actually leaked out and ask China the real questions, because all he did there was just, nod and, read the monitor. So
that's right. Good point.
It's crazy. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for doing the show, and God bless, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it. All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Appreciate him. And the number to call is 434-658-1220. Let's go to 918. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL.
What's happening?
Hey, it's JB Scottson from Oklahoma. Just watching the stream tonight.
All right. So what's on your mind?
Hey, I don't really have a question or anything. I just want to say something. I think your channel, you and all of your fans, like me and everyone else all over the country, is just proving how wrong mainstream media is about how racist and divided this country is. Because it's really not.
Yeah, it's really not. The mainstream media have a narrative to push. They're trying to sell fear and sell a certain image they want of the country, or one that's going to drive viewers, because everyone knows the mainstream media is dying. Newspaper industry, that's pretty much dead. So it's all about trying to get clicks and shot value and trying to go viral on a regular mainstream media platform. They want to go viral, have these moments. So they just say ridiculous things, outlandish things, and they try to highlight a negative rather than trying to talk about what's really going on, which is that the average person is okay. They're not involved with the race stuff. They're just going, minding their business, hanging out, going to work. That's it. It's not this whole big race riot kind of air in the atmosphere.
No, you're exactly right. And you said it perfect right there. You know, I mean, like I tell you, anyone listening to you right now that loves your show, that calls in, and I mean, we're all friends. You know, we don't care where we're from. We got, you know, I'm from Oklahoma, then you got like Southern people, Northern people. I mean, this is America. You know, this is a melting pot. You know, and that's one thing that I learned in elementary school back in the 80s. You know, America is the melting pot. And right now, yeah, the media and Democrats in general it's like they're trying to bring back the race wars, like from the 60s, you know, and segregation. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, like, I don't get it. You know, and we're, according to them, you know, the right, you know, we're the ones that are evil and dividing, but no. You know, you go to like a Trump rally and everyone there is welcome. Doesn't matter who you are. You're treated so good.
That's right. 100%. I mean, going to a Trump rally, it was like the best thing. It was like a big love fest. It didn't matter who you are, what color, and none of that mattered. It was just, we're all here for one purpose. We're all here. We're loving the country. Yeah. You want to support. So it was great. Like my first Trump rally I went to out here in Tennessee, I mean, we're in a line making friends. A lady had food. She was passing it around. People had water, passing it around. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, everyone, yeah, we all can get together, you know, and yeah, this leftist narrative, the CNN, the MSNBC, I mean, it's going to blow up. I mean, because they're losing viewers. No one's watching that crap anymore on TV. I mean, I haven't had cable or satellite in over 10 years, you know. There's nothing on TV worth watching. You know, if I want to watch stuff, I just watch YouTube. Like, I watch independent guys like you and, you know, like Mark Dice, you know, and other guys, you know, that just tell it the way it is, you know. So, I mean, yeah, mainstream media is going to be dead pretty soon. And I really hope that, God, I just really hope that we can have a fair election in 2022. I mean, that's what it's all going to come down to. And we've got to have fair elections again. And all this crap in Georgia right now with their voting laws, it's ridiculous. Okay. Like I commented earlier on some video, because like Chuck Schumer was complaining about how no one can get a drink of water or a sandwich while they're waiting in line. Okay, well, I've been voting for over 20 years. I've never expected to get fed a sandwich or someone give me a water. I'm there to vote. Yeah.
Right, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to camp out at the voting place. I'm just going to go in there, vote, and then that's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah, exactly. And they're trying to make it sound like it's like no. I mean, everyone has a Social Security card. Everyone has a driver's license, or even if you don't drive, you can still get a state ID. You know, I mean, this is the fact that they're pushing this agenda that IDs are racist. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know.
Right on, man. Thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
All right, man. Thanks, dude.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. Let's get to a few more here. Let's go 706 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
706, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. About yourself?
I'm doing just fine, to be quite honest with you. I just recently got into watching your channel. It was actually like Christmas Day. I started watching your live stream.
Sounds good, man. So what's on your mind? What's going on?
Well, first off, I'm from Georgia, and I want to say go Dogs, because good job in that national championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, with all the I agree with one of the last callers saying the voter rights in Georgia are being, like they're saying like you pretty much can't vote. I don't agree with that. Like I've never had any issue having to go and vote. I mean, heck, you have to have a driver's license to drive. So really all you have to do when you go to the polls is show your driver's license. Right.
Yeah, it's weird because it's the same thing. It's the same thing in Tennessee. Show your license and go vote. But they're not trying to boycott Tennessee. They're trying to boycott Georgia because of Stacey Abrams and the whole thing with the voting thing that got passed recently, and then Brian Kemp. And you remember the All-Star game got moved from Atlanta to Denver, but Denver has stricter voting laws than Georgia. So the whole thing is dumb. It's all about politics. Nothing about actually making it hard for anybody to vote. It's easier to vote, but harder to cheat.
And that's exactly right. And I really think like in 2022 that, Georgia turned blue for the presidential election by 33,000 votes.
Yeah.
Is the number I remember. And I think they're really going to put pressure on like the governor election because they want to keep Georgia blue. I mean, hey, look at Florida. Florida is turned red and it's staying red. I think they're really afraid of losing Georgia right now that they can influence. But I will say that the people of Georgia are really, we're not a really wealthy state. I mean, we do well, but there's a lot of poor people down in Georgia. And we want to see our economy grow and, be able to survive out here. Atlanta will be the turning point, though. That's the not bad part, really, but that will be the turning point. The heck.
That's right.
And I will say, over the Christmas holidays and New Year's, me and my girlfriend did get COVID, and neither one of us are vaccinated.
So how did it go? How did it turn out? Are you guys good? You beat it? How long was it? Give me the details.
Well, yeah, that's why I want to talk about it, because I don't see many people give details like this. I'm 25, she's 26. She got it, and it was pretty much a head cold and whatnot. They were down. She was sick for at least a week. Work wouldn't let her back for 10 days. But me, I had a sore throat and a head cold for a night. And then I drank a bunch of orange juice, and I was fine the next morning. But she had it for a week. So,
it's like nothing really. I mean, it's way overblown, And I think the main thing is that what we've been saying tonight about if you're obese, if you're 1,000 pounds, you can't get out to bed, that's a problem. Or if you're elderly, maybe. But if you are, you guys are pretty young, 26, 25, that's pretty young. So it's you guys are not really in the risk category. So for you guys to be worried about it makes no sense.
Exactly. And I'm 100% for that way. My grandparents, here's even better, more information here, man. My grandparents, they're 76 years old, and my grandfather's 76, and my grandmother's 74. Well, they're fully vaccinated, and I understand why they're fully vaccinated, because they're in that risk category. Well, my grandmother has caught COVID during the beginning of all this, got her vaccine, and then has just caught COVID again. Wow. And I don't know if it's just, she's just caught COVID again. So, and they're fully vaccinated, except boosters.
Right.
But
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I'm sure that is crazy. I'm sure that's crazy conspiracy for today's time.
I mean, you never know what's going on. It could be anything happening, but I think ultimately people have to understand that you could do more than just go out there and get the shot. People the government want to ban some of these therapeutics and HCQ, IVM. They want to ban certain things like that because it goes against what they want to do, what they want to put on you, and how they want to make money. But thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Oh yeah. You mind if I hold you just a little longer? I got one question for you.
Okay, quick question.
What do you think about Governor Kemp?
I think he's just fine. I don't really see the problem. Like some people say they don't like him. I don't really see what the issue is. I like him actually.
Okay. Yeah, man. Appreciate the time, man. Yeah, have a good one.
I know. Yeah, I don't see the issue with Brian Kemp. People, they don't like him, but it's like, now it's kind of like some like him, some don't like him, but I don't really see the problem. He's doing things. He's kind of following the Ron DeSantis model of governing. The DeSantis does things and then Kemp will do it, or vice versa. Pardon me, like Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, they're doing the right things. Texas is doing well, as like a lot of the southern places, they're doing well. That's why everybody wants to come here. From all over the country, they want to come down south. They want to come from the East Coast, the West Coast, Midwest. They want to all come down south because our governors are doing a good job down here. Yeah, I have no problem with Kemp or anybody. Bill Lee in Tennessee doing a good job. And, of course, the best governor is Ron DeSantis of Florida. Everybody knows that. So pretty much whatever Ron DeSantis does, all the other southern governors do, for the most part. But somebody saying Kemp is a rhino, but how is Kemp a rhino? Okay, what investigation? Like, there was nothing that Kemp could do for the election at all. Nothing, because it already happened. What you going to do? Change the law? Like, what they're doing right now is trying to strengthen the laws and make sure you don't have any other problems that happen. But what's he going to do for something that already happened? Nothing. So what's the purpose? All right, let's go to the next call. 586 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Drew from Detroit.
All righty, what's going on?
Well, I wanted to talk to your caller or audience about the communism that has infected New England, where I was born and raised out in New Jersey, or as I like to call it, the DPRNJ. There was a bridge built in 1944 that crosses the Delaware, and they said they were going to charge for 10 years a toll. And that was in 1944. And to this day, they're charging it with computers, Easy Pass, $3 to, it's free to get into New Jersey, but costs $3 to get out. And they have a plan to raise it over the next 10 years or whatever. And it's this little salami sliced insidious communism that people just are okay with it and they don't complain. It's a compartmentalized department from PA and New Jersey, and they're appointed people. They're not elected. They're there for life. You can't really have two states funding it, and somehow we still have to pay a toll. And I just wanted to say to the audience, people need to start complaining more. Just start complaining, because you don't need to pay these things. They're charging you money for no reason. You really just start complaining. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it makes sense. It definitely makes sense to, say something about it, because, and I will also want to know where's the money going, because a lot of these tolls are just kind of there and they stay there. Sometimes they say, okay, it's going to be for a little while to pay for the road, and then it becomes permanent, and then it rises, and then it becomes prohibitive. Or if you want to leave, you got to pay this toll. So it just gets weird. And I think people should say something rather than just letting that happen and saying nothing.
Exactly. It used to be that they had to pay toll workers and stuff like that, but now the toll workers are going to doing it with computers. It's like we got two DOTs funding this. Where's this money going? So, ask questions, follow the money, complain, I guess is all I really wanted to say. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Now, I saw a question in the chat. Somebody asked me if I could live anywhere, where would I want to live? Like right here, really in Tennessee is perfect, because where I live is perfect location. Atlanta, I'm right here. I can be in Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in an hour and 45 minutes. From the time I leave my house to the time I get to the parking lot and get the shuttle and go to the terminal, I can get from here to past TSA in 2 hours. Nashville, 2.5. If I want to go all the way downtown, to the Titan Stadium, about 2.5. If I want to go to Franklin or somewhere like that, about 2 hours. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then Atlanta, being right here, I can just go fly anywhere. So if I want to go to LA for some reason, which I don't want to go to LA looks like something you would see in a dystopian future. Anyway. But if I want to go California, if I want to go Texas, Arizona, Florida. I can go anywhere, straight flight, straight from ATL. It's right there. It's perfect. And no state income tax. I could live in Texas too. I could do Texas. If I was to go back to Virginia, it'd be Northern Virginia if I was to go back, but I'm not sure I would go back to VA, but I would go back to VA if I had to. Florida, of course, I go to Florida. I don't want to go, I want to say like Jacksonville, somewhere like that, somewhere up. Maybe like Orlando, but not Miami. Miami's cool to visit, but I'm not trying to do with all that humidity. Like the whole year round, I'm cool. So yeah, any place like that. I don't want to go to, I don't want to live in California. I've gone there just because I had to go a couple of times, but I'm cool. I don't want to live in California. Any state that everybody's leaving, I don't want to go. Like if everybody's leaving, it's like you ever see somebody running just randomly or a crowd running one direction and you go in the opposite direction. You probably want to go where they're going because there's something over there you don't want to see or you don't want to be around. So go the other way. That's kind of what's happening with California. Everybody's running toward me where I live. The Californians are out here deep. I spoke to this man who was saying that he drives the cars. If you go to the airport and you get a special car service, he is the one that's picking you up. He's picking up sprinters of people. Sprinter buses full of Californians going to look at real estate. They buying it cash. They buying it. They keep building so much out here, they can't keep up. The roads, they're trying to widen the roads. The roads can't widen no more. You got hills and mountains that can't widen no more. They're trying to build houses way, way far away, half hour into Georgia, other places because they coming out here and where to put them at. And they got cash in hand. Nashville, even worse. They buying houses for $1 million cash. The Californians, they leaving. They could be liberal Californians, conservative, everybody is leaving. So if they come in this way, I don't want to go that way. Put it to you that way. Like, I want to be where everybody's actually coming, and I am where everybody's actually migrating to, which is Tennessee. They come into Tennessee, Texas, Florida. That's the three main places. That's it right there. But anyway, I'll move on. Nicole says, I'm from California and moved to Arkansas. Definitely won't move back, visit only. I don't blame you on that one. I do not blame you. Okay? I'm getting away from that madness. They're moving to Idaho and stuff like that as well. But unfortunately, some Californians, not all, not you guys are perfect, but some Californians bring that California virus with them. They made LA, they made Vegas into a mini LA. That's a whole dump right now. They're trying to make Phoenix be like that too. It's crazy. But anyway, I'll move on, get to the next call. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 917?
Hi, ABL. This is Corinne from New York, NYC.
All righty, what's going on?
I'm glad I got in. I just wanted to say I love your show. I've been watching it for about 2 years, I guess, when this all started. I found you through Brandon Tatum and Candace. And I'm calling from New York just to say, for if there are any other listeners out there from NYC, you know, I think everybody has to really push back a little bit. I'm really kind of disappointed in the New Yorkers out here and how easily everybody's taken it. I'm really surprised as a native New Yorker. I didn't think it would be this easy. Everybody's kind of just like docile and just, you know, wearing triple masks, walking around looking beaten down and sad. Go on the train. People are just quiet, look submissive. I just want to say that for the past 2 years, when I go on the train, there's this thing where they say they're going to give you tickets if you don't wear a mask. I have never seen a cop give anyone a ticket. They're just saying that to scare people. I never, capital N, ever wear a mask on the train. I see cops. I just give them a head nod. They see me. I'm not wearing a mask. No cop has ever said anything to me or my boyfriend. We never wear a mask on the train. I'm not doing it. And I've never had anybody say anything. The most you'll get is like a dirty look, which, you know, some silly dirty look from people, but doesn't matter. I don't care as long as I'm not wearing a mask. People really need to just try to push back. get on the train, don't wear a mask. You know, you're pretty much doing it to yourself. The cops are not going to give you tickets. They don't care. I see cops, they're wearing it under their chin. They don't care.
Yeah.
So just push back. It's like, I get on the train, I'm looking around, it's just me. I'm a small frame woman. I'm like 5'4", 120 pounds. I'm not wearing a mask ever. And you got they play these recorded announcements on the subways with Rosie Perez saying, "What's up, New York? Do the right thing. Wear a mask."
Wow.
You know, and it's like
so cringe.
They run these recorded announcements constantly. Wear a mask. Wear a mask. I'm not wearing it. I have not let that thing touch my face in 2 years, and nobody has done anything. The cops do not care. They're not going to do anything. I also, in the stores too, push back a little bit. They have the signs on the doors that say, "Wear a mask to enter." Governor Hochul orders or whatever. You must wear a mask to enter. But I go in and I just ignore those notices. I'm not wearing a mask. You know what they do? Nothing. They don't say anything. Sometimes somebody might approach you. Some silly person might approach some dude at the front. And some bored worker might come up to you and say, "You got a mask? You got a mask?" And all you say is calmly, "No." I just say no. And you know what they do? Nothing. They just say, "Oh, okay. And they walk away. That's it. And they just let you do your thing. Push back a little bit. Nobody's going to do anything. I go into Macy's Herald Square, never wear a mask. They just give you dirty looks. That's it. But they ring you up. They help you find your stuff and your size. They don't do anything. Target, never wear a mask. Barnes & Noble, never wear a mask. Also, with the restaurants that are banning people if you don't have your papers or whatever, and my boyfriend and I on the weekends, we try sometimes. Like, we don't count on that one place because they might not let us in, but we just say, let's try. You know, we go in. Several times we've been seated. They don't ask. Some places they put the sign on the door, but it doesn't mean they're complying. They just put it there.
That's right. There's no enforcement. They put the sign out just to cooperate with the laws, but they're not going to be like, "Oh, where is it? Come on in."
Nobody's bothering you. I mean, there are some places, I'm not going to lie. It's crazy out here. I can't believe it's like this. I'm a native New Yorker. It's crazy. Like, some places, they will not let you in, like the libraries. Some places do not play. They got two dudes at the door, like security guards. They're like, as soon as you walk in, they're like, "Where's your mask?" You know, like, "All right, where's your stuff?" Some places, okay, it's right, it's true. They're not playing. They're crazy. But for the most part, most places, they just put that stupid sign in front of the door. New York City requires you to be vaccinated against COVID-19. That's just business. You know, but when you go in, they don't care. They're like looking away. They want your money. They're just like, as long as you don't report me, I don't care. They just seat you. They take you. They're not checking anything. Just try to push back a little bit. Don't be so scared out here. It's disgusting. Everybody's so scared.
Right on. But thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much, ABL, everything you do. I also met you in October of last year when we were out in D.C.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I said hello to you.
Fantastic. Love it.
So, thank you. Have a good night.
Same to you.
Bye.
Yeah, that was a great time in D.C. Like, that's what I was talking about earlier. Last time I was in D.C. Oh, that was fantastic. Going to that march that Candace Owens and Brennan Tatum, Blexit, the whole squad put on. That was fantastic. 2,000 of us out there in D.C. marching. Went to the White House and everywhere else. It was great. It was fantastic. We saw some of the weird federales out there and some of the Antifa out there too. It wasn't a whole lot of them. We saw some out there. It was kind of weird. But the march and meeting everybody was fantastic. So if you were there back in, what was that, October 2020 in D.C., it was a great time. Now, I found something talking about states people are moving to and moving away from. This is a study done by United Van Lines. This was released, when was this? Earlier this year, January 3rd, 2022. This is when this article is from. So let's put it on the screen right quick. So I have Skype in the background, so I want to show that, but I'm gonna just put it to you like this. So the top states people moved to in 2021: number 1, Vermont; 2, South Dakota, 3, South Carolina, 4, West Virginia. Shout out to Dub V. What's that? Number 5, Florida, 6, Alabama, 7, Tennessee, of course, 8, Oregon, 9, Idaho, as I was saying earlier, Idaho, number 10, Rhode Island. Now, I can guarantee you, people that move to Rhode Island, South Carolina, West Virginia, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and Vermont are probably New Yorkers. That's probably what's going on with that. Okay, Connecticut probably is going to be in the top 12 as well. Probably number 11. Now, Idaho, Oregon, that's Californians, 1,000%. Tennessee, Californians too. Alabama, probably Californians as well. Florida, New Yorkers, 100%. So Florida, Rhode Island, Vermont, South Carolina, New Yorkers. That's kind of what's going on. That's where they're moving from. They're trying to escape, right? And then here's the top state people moved away from. So these are the ones people are leaving. Now, of course, number 1, New Jersey. Number 2, Illinois. Number 3, New York. Number 4, Connecticut. 5, California. 6, Michigan. 7, Massachusetts. 8, Louisiana. 9, Ohio. Number 10, Nebraska. So, yeah, Jersey, Illinois, New York, you already know that's people are leaving. They're telling you, hey, man, this ain't working out. This is not working. We got to go somewhere else. Let's go down south. Let's go to Idaho, up in some hill somewhere, and make a town there. We got to leave. But let's go back to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. 254 in the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, good evening. Good evening, ABL. How you doing, man?
Well, about yourself?
Not too bad. Out here back in Texas, visiting some family, and been enjoying some vacation time. I got a chance, smoking, shooting some guns out here at the gun range, smoking cigars. To the children who listen on the stream, don't smoke. Smoking's bad. But actually, it's been fun out here. Got to go up north to Texas. It's been a while since I've been back home. It's been about 2 years. Got to have some fun. Sadly, get to see the redheaded stepchild, Austin. Blue-haired stepchild, Austin, Texas. Obviously changing it up a little bit. So
yeah.
It's sad because it's an exact replica of like what I live at out there in San Diego right now. But anywho, some key pointers I was thinking about talking about real quick. Let me get out here real quick, get away from the stream. Some key pointers I was looking at talking about. So I'm military. We had like the whole get forced euthanized, sports vaccinated situation that it kind of imposed on us. And some of the big things I'm kind of worried about on my end is we look at it like we got like the boosters that are coming out there to try to force people to get. And I feel they're going to actually start pushing this on the military side of the house. And we have substantial evidence that is coming out from these doctors and health physicians that have been talking about, hey, there's issues with, people's immune systems that are getting compromised, people getting more sick coming out of these situations. And with these doctors getting silenced on social media and news outlets, it's kind of, it's kind of worrisome on my end right there. And when we saw like the recent podcast, Joe Rogan's channel, we had Dr. Robert Malone, we had Dr. McCullough on there, and they kind of gave their 2 cents about some of the stuff that's going on. And these aren't just some average normie doctors that you find down at, your local healthcare area. But these people that have actually world renowned, they studied and been in these fields for a while. And it's kind of sad seeing some of the evidence that they got being silenced on them. Another one I thought was kind of funny. I did laugh at the whole AOC situation that you brought up and some of the stuff that's coming out on the media on that. Thought that was pretty funny. How are you going to be from New York? Talking about all these restrictions. We need to apply this stuff, saying everything is so bad up here. We need to make out here to go to these restaurants and stuff. But it's funny seeing you down there in Florida partying up, having a good time. And, the state that you don't want to talk about the most or hate the most has been talking about for the last 2 years, having a good time down there.
Exactly.
Funny note, though, it's, AOC, she actually spells her name in lowercase because she doesn't like capitalism, right? Another fun one that's actually I'm kind of witnessing right here, sadly, is my family out here. So we talk about these voter legislation that's being put into some of the states like California and New York, some of the healthcare things that you kind of see for, the immigrants, illegal immigrants too, that are coming into these states. What we saw recently, New York, you have to be there for 30 days in order to vote, inside their state, be able to vote for local legislations and what they're trying to pass up there. Well, speaking about some of the free healthcare some of these people get, so my mom currently, she's been trying to get healthcare. And her current income right now is technically less than $7,000. She had to quit her job. It's not because she's old, but she does have some medical stuff that's kind of coming up with her time. So it's been difficult for her to work over the last, few years. And the stress and everything's been kind of kicking in for her. But in order for her to get health care, they're kind of making it difficult for her to get. She's trying to apply for Medicaid, and I'm sitting here trying to help her out what she's got to do for this. And they're like, well, technically you don't qualify for this because you have this amount of X, Y, and Z coming in or profits. I was like, my mom only makes like $7K. And, I don't know if they're probably seeing it because I have mail come here. My place of residency due to military Texas. So I send everything here. So I kind of feel bad for them if that's something what they're looking at as why they're not able to get the income, or not income, but health care that she needs.
Right.
So it's just been kind of an embarrassing situation that we kind of been seeing right there. And it's kind of unfair because, racist America, right? You got all these people wanting to come to our country and stuff because it's, so bad and everything, but we're handing this stuff out more to people that are not U.S. citizens and giving a lot of U.S. benefits to these non-U.S. citizens. And I don't know, it's just kind of a change of pace per se. Don't want to eat up too much of your time. I'll leave you on some of these real quick. That some big headliners I've been kind of catching up on. Recently, there's been a lot of reports and a lot of people talking about concrete walls coming up right next to the White House that are getting erected right now. Nobody really knows what the situation is, but I thought Democrats said walls don't stop people from going in. Anywho, right? Japan recently stopped enacting a Miranda vaccine in their country because they started seeing issues of finding stuff inside the Miranda vaccine. And then last but not least, Ontario is looking at enacting a tax for people that are unvaccinated. I was like, this is some pretty interesting times we live in. But hey, man, love listening to your show. Continue watching the rest of the stream. So, but able to get back in on the call. So my family's kind of getting to go to bed here in a second, so I got to talk a little soft. But hey, take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
A tax for not being vaxxed for real? Is that what we're gonna do? Come on, man. They're going to tax. That's all about money. This ain't even about nothing else other than just trying to get money. Okay, they're going to tax you if you're going to breathe air. You're going to tax that. Ridiculous stuff. All right. 480, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Chuck. It's, from Arizona. How's it going, man?
Everything's all right. About yourself?
Doing pretty good. Having a good night. Watching your show. Appreciate everything you're doing, man. I was just kind of wondering, I think I've kind of asked you this before, but now after what, not recently, but I got in and now I'm going to ask it. But with Trump and the vaccines, I know you've kind of taken a stance on it now, but like, I don't want to divide up the party either, but and with Trump and the vaccines and how he's kind of taking a stance, hey, there's no harm on it. What are your opinions on that?
Well, I've not heard him say that. I've not heard him say there's no harm on it. So I can't really speak on that.
That there's less harm.
Well, I can't speak on what I've not heard, but all I know is that he's been the guy that's been a proponent of the vax from the very beginning. So, this is not anything new for me. Now, my thing is, he also said that there's no, he's not in favor of the mandates. To me, that's the key. You could talk about the vax being great all you want to. That's fine. That's totally fine. But as long as you don't say that it's a mandate, I don't really particularly care. As long as there's no mandate, okay. As long as that can't be a thing, then it's fine.
Can I follow it up then?
Go ahead.
At that point, if he is saying that it is fine and the people are saying it's fine, if it were harmful, not saying that it is, but if it was, the people who are taking it are the people that he wouldn't agree with. Do you think that would be facetious at that point, to go and recommend something that's harmful to somebody that, or to everybody, but you know that the only people who are using it are the ones that are against your ideals, or majority of them are?
That's kind of a loaded question.
Not saying that this is the situation, but would you agree that that would be facetious at that point, just in the general stance?
And that's kind of a loaded question.
It's loaded because you're thinking of the vaccine, but I'm saying if you were to look at it as that's not what's going on, or that's not what's actually happening, would that be facetious at that point, for somebody to go and say, hey, yeah, go ahead, I think it's really good for you, and then all the people who are saying, no, we agree with you on everything else but that, what are you doing, dude? And then you kind of look at it as like, why would he do that? And it's still, hey, well, he said it's good. I mean, even he's saying it's good. You know what I mean? It's like
I don't understand the question. Sir, I don't understand the question. It's like a long question. I don't really understand. You got to condense the question for me so I can answer it.
Would it be facetious to go and recommend something that harms somebody to everybody when you know that it harms them? Okay, that's okay. Sir, you can't overtalk me. When I stop, you got to stop. So when you say facetious, you're talking about like joking. That's what that means. Like use a different word there. Would it be would you be trying to lead be the Pied Piper basically? In the sense of, if you want to put it into like a,
I mean, I don't know. Like, I think, I see what you're saying. Like, basically, would you be misleading someone or telling them the wrong thing? And if they follow me, they can go down the wrong path. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Maybe you could say that, but I feel like at a certain point, if you're an adult, you make your own mind up. And as long as there's no mandate, it don't even really matter. You can recommend anything you want to recommend. That's fine. I don't really particularly care too much about what you recommend. As long as ain't no mandate, that's all that matters. See, when you mandate it, now we're doing something else. Now you're saying you must take this. You got to take this. You can't take any therapeutics. And then remember, Trump was talking about HCQ and IVM and other stuff is also therapeutics. So if you don't want this, you could take that.
And then what happened when he did that?
Well, the government got involved and they tried to ban it.
Okay, and so people didn't take it, and who didn't take it, and who did?
What? I mean, but see, you're mixing. You're trying to prove your narrative. I understand what you're trying to do here, but you're not listening to what I'm trying to tell you. Now, the key, sir, you can't listen if you're talking. If you talk while I'm talking, you can't listen. Now, my point is that if he recommends it and doesn't mandate it, then I don't got a problem. He also, in addition to that, on top of that, says, let's talk about monoclonal antibodies. Let's talk about HCQ, IVM, and that thing.
What are you saying? That
so I'm not done yet, sir. Not done yet. Quiet.
The ones that are dying.
All right. See, don't overtalk me though. So now you're off the line. As I was saying before, I was really interrupted. Now the thing is this: if he says, "Okay, I recommend the vax. I think it's safe," and also you could take this, you could take that, you could take that. If he was to be the president, if he was the guy that was in charge, if he can have control over those things, I'm like, okay, cool. I have options. I can take the vax if I want it. And I've heard about people having side effects and not really being good for me. And, myocarditis, things of that nature. Okay, I've heard about that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that over there. The government not going to ban it. They have it available. Okay, let me take that. That's what I'm going to do. So that's just what it is. What's happening right now was that they're mandating things and they're also blocking the therapeutics. That's the problem. And they're trying to mandate it to just be able to go live normal life. So that's pretty much what it is. But I'm sorry, caller, but don't overtalk me because that's the easy way to get banged on. But I digress. Let's get to the next call. All right, let's go to hold on one second. I got you right here. All right, you're online speaker 207.
And also, you can take
207, hello. Oh, got a little cold feet there, 207. It's all right. 928, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Joyce Red.
Alrighty.
I used to work for MSNBC, and then I actually changed I got a sex change. I'm a male.
Okay, well, I don't get no time for that. Let's go to the next call. 586 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, this is Larry from North Carolina. Anyway, that one gentleman that just got done talking about, the vaccinations and how Trump is for it. But like you stated that he also pushed other alternatives, but it was the mainstream media and the Democrat Party who fought against the alternative things, and so the word didn't get out very well. And also, like, I think the CDC prevented doctors from prescribing it, eventually. And I think, that's why it wasn't out very much. But anyway, so what I would like to talk about is, I'm a little nervous here, but what I'd like to talk about, I want to talk about it for like 3 months, is what's going on with the school boards and the teachers unions, and what I want to say to the American people, just fight them. Fight them. I was really surprised when I heard that the school boards were nationalized, and the school boards originally were set up for, being controlled by the citizens of that district. And, they elect them so they can fire them. And it just, to me, it's appalling how their, parents are considered domestic terrorists.
Right, exactly.
So I'm at the point where I think we should defund the Department of Education. That only came out in the when Jimmy Carter, and when it first came out, I was a young man, and I thought, well, that sounds like a good idea to, maybe get some federal involvement in there for like funding and things like that. But I never did see it coming to this point to where they tell the parents, tough luck. It doesn't matter what you think. Depends on what we think. I just like the in Washington D.C. the Teachers Association. They have their own building. What do they need a whole building for? The pockets are deep and they teach about how bad America is and not the good stuff. And like you talk about Baltimore, a number of times, they come out not very educated, but they sure know how to hate the white man. Blame the white man or society's keeping you down. But boy, they don't know. They know that, but they don't know about, they're not educated. So, I think that's just I think the teachers and the teachers union have a lot to blame for that. But I just wanted to get my opinion in and listen to what you might have to say on it.
You pretty much said it right there. I couldn't say it no better myself. Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Oh, okay, you're welcome. Thank you, sir.
I know.
Have a good night.
Yeah, this whole thing with the teachers unions and the public school system, it's got to change, because what's happening right now, that's not really going to work too much longer. That ain't really going to cut the mustard. Again, libs of TikTok on Twitter, follow them. You'll see what's happening with these teachers. They're nuts. All right, let's go to the next call here. Let's go to, all righty. You're on line. I'm speaking to 207.
It's got to change because what's happening there.
Oh, sorry. Hold up. Mr. Logan?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is Bernard again. We talked last time.
All righty. What's going on?
Well, that was a surprise for me because YouTube's lagging pretty hard. I just want to check in with you. I want to ask you, what pressing question would you ask me about America right now?
I don't know. Okay, here's one. How is the country for you at this moment? How do you feel? If we're going in the right direction, wrong direction, how are things for you personally that have been affected by politics? Put it to you that way.
I'm very disappointed. I had a great job. I worked for a storage place. We were in the U-Hauls on the side. It was just me and a guy in the 70s. and we're doing it great. I was making the most money I ever had in my life. Girls are all over me because I'm responsible. I had a nice car. And then, you know, Trump was holding on. I actually got the job because I was at the interview. I just told the guy straight out in 2018, I go, I'm a Trump supporter. If you don't like that, I'm out. He goes, well, I am too. And we worked for a couple of years. We did a lot of work, and we worked hard. And then when the COVID came, his old lady was scared about him dying because he's 70. And he had cancer. Place shut down. I had to grab a job, and I'm not making as much.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, you know.
Well, I mean, that's my answer. And just want to say, I just got to say, it's refreshing to see someone that just comes up every day like you, Anthony, and just keeps going. I love it, and I hope you keep doing it. And I love you, brother. I love everyone in chat except for that guy busting my balls. And have a great night, everybody.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
All right, bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, I think people are going to kind of get red pilled throughout this presidency. It's going to be a lot of red pilling going on politically because people are just like, you know what? We've had enough. We've had enough. We want to do something else because what's happening right now just ain't really the way to go. All right, it's seriously an issue. All right, let's get some more calls here. Let's go to 828. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Debbie from North Carolina.
All righty, what's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to ask you what you thought about the monoclonal antibodies. I received those back in September myself, and it made me feel a lot better. But it seems like I'm hearing now that people can't get them hardly at all. And if you go in the hospital, they don't give them to you. Do you know about that?
Well, I've heard about problems with monoclonal antibodies depending upon what state you live in. And I think now that I think it's the federal government that is controlling it, and they want to limit the supply because of political reasons. Before, I think it was a state-to-state thing. Now it's the federal government. They're in control of it because they want everyone to get the vax rather than therapeutics.
So it's basically all about money.
Money and control, politics first, and then money second. Or, no matter of fact, money first, politics second. But definitely both.
Yeah. Well, I know they helped me, and I was told you can't get them if you go in the hospital, some kind of a rule. You know, the medicine that starts with the I, they say that helps, and you can't get that either. But I'm wondering if you had a loved one in the hospital and they were going to die, what are you going to say? At least I followed the rules? Or are you going to get them the medicine that starts with the I that might help them? I mean, what difference does it make at that point? Try everything you can. Do you agree?
1,000% I agree, because if it was me and I had a loved one on a deathbed and they have this bug and I know I can get them the IVM or whatever, I'm going to get them the IVM, period. And nobody can stop me. They're going to have to pull the hand of God from the sky to stop me from doing it. I'm going to do it. If I got to go to jail or whatever, it's fine because I'm going to save that life.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? You can say I've followed the rules and you've got a dead loved one laying there, but yeah, we followed the rules, didn't we?
Right, exactly.
That's just ridiculous. I'll be real quick with this. I know you've got other callers. I live in North Carolina. There's a lot of people around here that are sick, and I'm hearing people say, "Oh, they've got COVID. They've got COVID." You know, ABL, we used to say, "I've got the flu," or "I'm sick. I'm going to stay home for a while." We have let this fear just permeate our thinking, and now we've got little names for all these sicknesses. And I'm just getting so tired of it. Are you?
I really am, because like you said, people used to say, you know, I'm sick, and that was it. It wasn't like, it wasn't this whole thing about the stigma attached to it. Like if you catch this bug that's floating around, you're going to die. It's not even like that. And I blame the mainstream media and the politicians for stoking the fear unnecessarily for the past 2 going on 3 years. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I hope that we can quit calling it variant and quit giving it all these names and just say that I'm sick, because you remember when we got sick, we stayed home. We stayed away from people and we treated ourselves. Now, I know you can get serious and have to go to the hospital, but we treated ourselves and we didn't have little names for all the different kinds of flu that came along, did we?
And we sure didn't. Not at all.
Well, listen, I wish you the best. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's a really good call, and there's a lot of sense that was made right there. It's like you should just say you were sick, right? You say you were sick, and then that was pretty much the end of it. It wasn't this whole big thing, right? Okay, let's try. Hold on. I think I'll get to the call in a moment. But yeah, that used to be it, but it's not that way anymore. It used to be just you were sick and you would stay home. It could have been the flu, whatever. You didn't even say if you had the flu. You just say, I'm sick. 541, you're allowed. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, how you doing? My name is Jeffrey. I'm calling in to ask a couple questions. I saw your podcast the other day about the $600 and PayPal and all that.
Yes.
Is that like law now?
Yes, that's law.
Or do you know? Oh, really? So if my friend wanted to give me $4,000, let's just say that number, I'd have to do whatever that is, like I work for myself.
No, okay. So here's what's going to happen. If you get anything beyond the threshold of $600 on 1 year on PayPal or any other kind of Cash App or whatever, if you get that much, PayPal will report to the IRS for you, and then you'll get a 1099 in the mail.
Oh, okay. And then I'd have to pay them and then pay taxes on that.
Correct. And then the thing about it is, some of the money that's on there may not be taxable. It's your job at that point to tell the IRS what's taxable and what's not out of the money that's on your 1099. You see?
Okay. So like if it was a gift, I could say it was a gift, and then they would just, this is what you got to pay for that because it was a gift then or something or whatever, because that's IRS, right?
That's pretty much how it's going to be.
Okay. I didn't realize that it passed. I thought it was in that Build Back Better fiasco that they're trying to pass. Okay. And then my other question is, I was watching the Steelers game the other day, and I was looking at their hats on the Steelers side, and it's equity, not equality. So they changed it. There is no more equality.
Wow. I mean,
equity, is that what we are?
Yeah, that's kind of where we're going nowadays. It's like, I don't understand that whole thing by the NFL, because if I'm watching the NFL football game, I'm not looking for peaceful messaging. I'm looking for some hard, brutal hits. That's really what I want.
That's right. That's what I want to break.
That's right. So it's kind of weird messaging. It's like, okay, we got guys running at full speed, colliding like Mack trucks, but then at the same time, we have Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot. Equity, sunshines, rainbows. Which one is it?
Yeah, it made, and I just started watching it again too because of after 2020, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's all I had. Thank you for taking my call. Enjoyed the show. I tried to get on earlier, and sometimes my YouTube doesn't want to let me on. I keep trying though. I go on my phone. I try to Roku it because I don't have a smart TV, so I Roku it, and I finally got you on though. But thank you very much for taking my call. You have a great night.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
And thank you for answering my question.
Oh, no problem. It's all good.
All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. But yeah, I saw those hats on the Steelers game. Equity, not equality. I mean, just so cringy. It's like, what does it even really mean? Like, I understand what the words mean, but what does that phrase mean? Nothing. It just sounds nice. It's just like, it's almost the equivalent of live, laugh, love. But anyway, I'll move on. Let's go to 773 on the line. I'm speaking to.
ABL, it's your Chicago police officer friend. How you doing?
I'm well. About yourself?
Good. In response to the female from New York that called, that was talking about all these policies that are not being enforced at restaurants and other places. You know, that's not the point, that the police are not enforcing it. The point is that we can't allow these policies and these vax mandates to be put on the books in the first place. We can't allow that. Because once it's on the books, it's on the books. It doesn't matter about enforcement. So that's my comment on that. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, I understand. Like, I think that's more of a city government issue. But see, the officers and the companies out there, they're not really trying to enforce it. It's the same thing that happened out here when they had a mask mandate in Hamilton County, Tennessee. The police chief got on TV and said, we're not going to enforce that. We're just not doing it. So it's like, you can make laws from City Hall or whatever, but we're not going to do it. And that's just what it is. So I understand both sides of that.
Yeah, well, I'm the police. I wouldn't enforce it either, but I don't want to see it on the books. Yeah. I don't want to see those policies on the books. Now to another topic, more personal level. You know, the mayor here wanted to make it that as of December 31st, after December 31st, meaning January of 2022, all city workers needed to be vaccinated or you no longer get a paycheck. You're no longer on the job. Well, we had a lawsuit, like I told you, and a judge put an injunction on that. And all the judge said was that because it's part of employment, it has to be decided upon in arbitration for a contract arbitration. We're in contract arbitration right now. But in our Fraternal Order of Police magazine, our monthly magazine, one of our lawyers pointed out that in 1910, there was the same issue. So there's a precedent. There was the same issue for smallpox. There was a guy that did not want to get the smallpox vaccine, and it went through the courts, and the court said that for the good of the people, you need to be vaccinated. However, smallpox is a disease, and this is a virus. But our lawyer, the lawyer that wrote the article, pointed out that he doesn't think that the government, the city government, or the federal government for that matter, is going to make a distinction between virus and disease, and eventually they will win in this arbitration. So eventually they're going to win. For me, I already decided to retire in April, so I only have 3 more months. I'll take my, like I said, I'll take my pension. I'll be okay. But, it's not looking good as far as the vaccine mandates go.
Yeah, I see. It's not really looking too good for that.
Well, thanks a lot, ABL, and I'd love to listen to you. Talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. All right. Shout out to my man from Chicago. Let's get to one more call, maybe. Let's try to do that. Let's do 615 on the line. Who am I speaking to? 615, hello. I don't got time for no nonsense. Let's get it together. Okay, let's try that one more time, actually. Well, I think it's my Skype messing up. I think Skype finally said, you know what, I'm a rebel. Yeah, Skype is acting a fool. 615, hello.
Yo, ABL.
What's happening?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Boom Boom Boom. How you doing?
Oh, it's all good, man. What's going on?
Oh man, dude. Did you see today that the lefties was pushing for Hillary Clinton to run in 2024?
Yeah, I saw some of that.
They were trying to say that because she's gonna be 74 years old, that it's gonna be a good thing that she'll be like the youngest one to run, because everybody else is gonna be like 80 and 81 years old up in there.
I mean, that's crazy when you say somebody that's 74 years old is young. That's nuts.
I mean, who else is it gonna be? Nancy Pelosi or something?
Man, they gotta do something, man, because at a certain point they can't live forever. I mean, what they gonna do? Put some kind of toxin in them to keep them alive? I mean, they're not gonna live.
Man, it's crazy. It's like a old folks home, and it's so bad they don't even go to the White House no more. They go to some little set across the street. It's bad, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So, another thing, what about the Project Veritas thing? Ain't nobody called in about the Fauci thing yet, about Fauci getting popped?
Now, see, I didn't even watch that yet. I gotta see what's going on with that to look more into it and then do my commentary on it. But do you know? Have you seen that?
Okay, basically, it's everything we've been saying for the past 2 years, every phone call I ever gave you, every joke we ever cracked, everything we've ever said on that mug is what they got him on, except they got it on paper. And your boy Rand Paul got him today and had him hemmed up, man, and was going off on him. And they were getting into it. You got to watch the video. The videos are awesome. You need to watch it tonight before they take them all down. So it's pretty good though. Rand Paul's like giving it to him. They start arguing back and forth, and it goes for a pretty good long time. And then finally they just cut Rand Paul off, and they let Fauci just try to skate his way out of it. He talks his way out of it again, just like he always does. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah, I gotta see that one for sure.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, man, one last thing before I let you go. What do you think is more scarier, having Joe Biden in for another 4 years or having Hillary Clinton and Big Mike Obama on the ticket?
Oh man, that's like it's like getting shot or stabbed. I don't want another one, but definitely, you know what? I think having Big Mike on the ticket, that's scary, because I think
it is, because Big Mike knows how to already he, she, it, they, whatever, A, B, C, D, E, F, G already know how to trick everybody as it is and sell everybody on them dances and on the diet program and all the veggies and all that crap. So everybody be voting for them. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, exactly. Like Big Mike can actually win, but Joe and all them, I don't know. Yeah.
We may not sleep tonight now. All right, man. It's good talking to you, ABL, man. Keep it up, man. Good job tonight. Great show.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Peace out. Bye.
All right. That'll be a wrap for me. Thank y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet, but I'm done with the calls for tonight. I got super chats on deck, so y'all hang tight. But you guys are the best. I'll be back live again maybe tomorrow on Tatum Show if we do it. But definitely I'll be live again on Saturday, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's right around 11. The first hour or so I'm talking, and then the rest of the time I'm taking calls. But thank you for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internets. I got super chats to read right quick. Then I'm wrapping on up, put the bow clean on top. Thank you to the mods for doing a good job keeping the trolls in chat. You know, you got a few trolls every now and again. They come in the chat, try to act up, but we get them up out of here. All right, let's get to the supers. And then thank you to Rolf, who says, thanks for your work, Anthony. I think I already read that one. Thank you to Duke Lee, who says, Restoring the Generation. Test 123 says, thank you for today's show, ABL. Hold on. Thank you to Josh Foss, who says, thank you for all you do, ABL. You're giving me something to look forward to on Wednesdays. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to J&D, who says, the priest with the super soaker water gun is an altered image. Yes, the priest used a small water gun as a joke. This occurred in Tennessee. Interesting. Thank you to Jordan84, who says, have seen Cobra Kai Karate Kid series. Have I seen that? I've not seen that, but I heard about it. I've not seen it, but I heard about it. I watched that show with Elliot, quote unquote, Elliot Page. What's that? Umbrella something. Umbrella. I don't even know, man. These shows, I don't really watch TV like that. So pardon my ignorance. Umbrella Academy. There it is. I watched that. That was okay. Too much of like TV nowadays, y'all got like a lot of kind of woke imagery in it. But it's like I try to get beyond that and look at the art for what it is. And if you get beyond some of the LGB and woke stuff, it was a good show. But I've not watched anything else because I just don't have a lot of time. So, yeah. But I might try to watch Cobra Kai. I might try to watch that. Just if I get some time, I can watch it. Yeah, we'll check it out. Umbrella Academy, yep. But anyway, thank you to Bo versus Winship, who says China Biden's home state has more strict voter laws than Georgia. I hear a dude with an ID that says corn pop can't vote in New Hampshire. Come on, man. Exactly. Shout out to Rustic Patriot, who says, was out with the coof and was bad but survivable. Glad I didn't need more mono antibodies because I would have been at the back of the line waiting, being white. Oh, I heard about that, where they're talking about they're going to prioritize certain treatment depending upon what race you are. That's crazy. Like that's the actual racism we try to get away from in the civil rights movement, right? Love how Fauci got grilled again today by Rand Paul. Long-time listener. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate you. Thank you to Les, who says Biden should get rid of the current failure mandates and mandate everyone actually being healthy. That will really lower the numbers. Just my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Rather than mandating these shots and these pills and these drugs, how about mandating not eating until you pass out every day? How about that? You shoving a pizza down your mouth with some Diet Pepsi on top of that every day, 3 meals a day, land on your backside. That ain't really going to get her done. Bo versus Windshield says, I hear Mar-a-Lago is a nice place to live. Also, Bo versus Windshield says, Portland, Oregon, in downtown, southwest, northwest parts of town, people will move away into the street to avoid me with a mask. Wow. And blue collar parts is normal. That's crazy. Also, hey, those people to put up signs are the same businesses who thought BLM signs will protect them. Also, Lone Wolf 36S says, thank you, ABL. We need you. Joe Ryder 84 says, ABL, give your one message to the white liberal. Also, Larry Elder is better than Gavin Newsom. He is. Leo Mazzina says, that's what I've been saying. Why can't we use the other methods for the virus? Pfizer has the red pill. You know why? Money. You got it. Professor Windshield says 2021, many poor countries had very few virus deaths. Correct. Our research shipments of Ivor and those countries were the biggest buyers. Because they already had IVM and HCQ over the counter to prevent from getting bacterial infections or to get over it, to get beyond malaria, things of that nature. That's all that it is. I mean, they already had it. But over here, it's become politicized, so you can't take it. It's a safe medication. It's like taking a vitamin over there for them. Okay, you got a vitamin D. It's the same thing as IVM to them. And it's safe, and it's been around for a long time. Now you're talking about the vax. Oh, heart problems and myocarditis. Of course you're going to have problems because it's brand new. It's not been tested widely. And when it goes out there to the general public, we're going to see as time progresses what problems surface. And we are seeing what's going on. We see it happening. Okay. Thank you to Louise Smith, who says, love your show, ABL. Got a question for you next time. Stay great. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Yeah, call on in next time, or you can do it in the chat. Thank you to Mr. Martin261, who says, is it possible that Fauci and his Wuhan research killed more people than Mao, Stalin, and Adolf? So when is it appropriate to burn at the stake? I don't know about all that now. That's a little dramatic, but we got to look at this whole thing and see how it plays out in the end. To try and reach Mao Zedong as far as deaths, you're going to have to do a lot. You're going to have to really be really ambitious to reach that. But I think that there's most certainly been some harm done here, for sure. But that'll be a wrap for me. Thank you for being here. Definitely appreciate you guys. I'll be back live again on Saturday. And I'll be back tomorrow, just regular videos, pre-recorded, 10 minutes or so, twice. And if Tatum streams tomorrow, I'll be on that show too. But that will be your wrap. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.